You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
8 straight SEC basketball wins for Eric Musselman and this basketball team. None bigger than last night against the number 6 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide. I heard a phrase last night that I've never heard in 26 years on this earth. Ton discipline. We'll talk about that. Or do you need to improve your tongue discipline? No, it's good on air, just not necessarily off air.
That's questionable at times.
There's a little something brewing with recruits, Texas A&M and Arkansas, and in this state, in-state kids. I want to discuss something that I think you should watch out for coming forward, and it's also National Chili Day today. And our friend Stan the Chili Man messaged him yesterday and said, "It's your day, man. It's your national holiday." And for all you chili lovers out there, which I think every single Morning Rush listener, regardless, male, female, black, white, Asian, whatever, loves them some chili.
Well, yeah, I mean, particularly, it's been nice the last couple of days, but a week like last week, I made a pot of chili last week, so cold weather means chili time. So it only makes sense that National Chili, is it National Chili Day?
National Chili Day, correct.
Chili Day. I want to make sure it wasn't international. I didn't want to limit it.
It's weird.
Only to the contiguous 48. I want to make sure it wasn't international.
Spread it out.
That February 25th would be a day for that. So
because it's nice, a little chilly outside. It's a little colder than it was yesterday. I wore shorts yesterday. I'm back in pants today, but you don't want to talk about my
No, I don't want to talk about chili,
habits.
pants. I want to talk about this game last night. Man, they had a little chili on that last night, a little mustard on that hot dog last night.
It was the burgers before the game, man. It was Yurachek and Pittman passing out those
Whoppers.
Those Whoppers before the game.
There were some Whoppers in the game last night, man. What a meaningful win. That was the word I used after the game last night, how meaningful this was. Because, yes, you beat the number 6 team in the country. When's the last time you had a win this meaningful that had the consequences that the game had last night at Bud Walton Arena? By virtue of that win and by LSU's loss the previous night, you're now alone in second place.
Ding, ding, ding.
You are now putting yourself, in a real conversation for a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament, according to all the experts and Lenardi and the people that track and predict where you're at.
Yep.
So the meaning of this win, yes, it's a big win, and we're excited. Let's go to Dixon and drink all night. But you just stop and soak up what this meant. It's been a long time, Ty, and I don't really have an answer at the tip of my tongue that, hey, this is the most meaningful win at Bud Walton since blank. Because we know it's been, since 98 that they played a top 25 team there and had a matchup like this. But when you think about the outcome of the game and what it meant, Arkansas didn't take over the SEC regular season lead or anything. Bama's still going to win that. They just got to win a game. But they didn't win it last night. And Arkansas now is in second place. You got to finish this thing off. You need to beat LSU on Saturday, kind of close them out and take care of business your last 2, perhaps.
You're welcome to hop in this morning at 877-377-6963. It's Recruiting Thursday. Richard Davenport set to join us at 8. Tom Murphy will react to the game with us at 7:20, and we'll be happy to talk with you this morning. We talked yesterday about them getting off to a fast start and how pivotal that was. Well, they did, and they held Bama early behind the three-point line. 0 for 9 to start. Now they finished the game 11 for 33, 33%, but that's okay. And it was you and I discussed this before. It came in bunches. They weren't just shooting it well throughout the game. One of the guys I want to say went 0 for 5, and Bruner had a really good first half. Couldn't throw in the ocean in the second half.
Bruner had a really good last 5 or 6 minutes of the first half because that's where he made what 4 of 6 in the first half. He ended up 4 of 9 for the ball game,
including the one that sent them into half.
Right. So I mean, all of those 4 shots that he made came in the last few minutes or whatever it was of the first half. Seemed like.
Brad brings up on our Facebook Live feed. And by the way, if you can't call or text this morning, you can comment on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We always take your comments there. Brad brings up it was the Hogs' ability to get 50-50 balls. Chuck Barrett asked Eric Musselman about the game. He said the memory etched inside him from this basketball game is the loose ball where Moses Moody gets it, tosses it to Jalen Tate, who tosses it to Justin Smith, who slams it home for a pivotal possession that you didn't know how it was going to shake out. Brad, you're exactly right. Anytime Arkansas had an opportunity at a 50-50 ball, it seemed like they came up with it last night.
No, I thought Arkansas, the defense was aggressive in this ball game. You knew it was going to be because of the nature of these two teams, and I thought Arkansas just stretched themselves a little bit more in those 50-50 situations and got to it. This was a game where it seemed like both teams were amped up a little bit, and physically they were right up on top of each other and playing within their cylinder, you might say.
I can't remember a time in college basketball that I've seen, and there's probably a couple where I've seen not just one player ejected, but multiple. Jalen Tate, John Petty both get ejected last night. Petty gets tossed first, and then Jalen looked like he was still yapping a little bit, and he gets ejected as well. I've seen Muss has gotten ejected twice since being in Arkansas. I've seen Cal get ejected. I've seen Frank Martin. I've seen multiple coaches in the Southeastern Conference, but it's rare to see a player get ejected. And
you're right.
Petty just lost his cool, and Jalen's just got to let that go. I know it felt good to beat a top 10 team in Budwell, and I know that for the most part he held John Petty down, who's one of the most lethal three-point shooters in the SEC, the most lethal in Alabama history. But you just got to be able to contain yourself in that situation, because if that's a close game, that could be the make or break for you.
Right. I mean, so Tate gets his first one, and if you're watching the game, I rewind it, look, players were nowhere near each other, so there was no contact on Tate's first technical. He was mouthing, and it wasn't even with Petty at that point. And then they get to that play in the corner in front of the Alabama bench where they essentially I don't remember which Arkansas player it was, but slung him down to the ground, and it was a foul, and the foul was called. And Petty clearly, I mean, because the quickness in which Doug Shouse called that technical was almost immediate. So whatever Petty was saying right in front of his bench was more than enough to push past the threshold. And as you said, Tate, who's back down near the Arkansas bench, was kind of not being restrained by
Tate's trying to pull him off the floor.
But he's basically yelling over the top of him down to Bama. I mean, you're just asking for it at that point.
Yeah.
You already know you have one. Why put yourself in a situation to be ejected from the ballgame? Now, college basketball, the league has some say-so, but the rule book does not require these players, Petty or Tate, to sit another game. So this isn't like what you might be used to if you have someone involved in high school basketball where there's an automatic suspension for the next one. Now, that doesn't mean Eric Musselman or the league couldn't step in, but this wasn't a fight. They weren't throwing hands out there, so I don't suspect that anything like that's going to happen.
Arkansas's got a big-time game.
It's not automatic is what I'm saying.
LSU coming to town. Eric Musselman was asked by Bob Holt at the end of the press conference last night, do you think you've solidified your shot to be an NCAA tournament team? And he just said LSU, 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 Tigers.
Yep.
Jay Will coming up, and he left. So I don't think he's locked it in. And Rick brings up again on our Facebook Live feed what you said earlier. No championship celebration on our floor.
Nope,
now Alabama might win. They might win conference Saturday on whoever they play, but they're not doing it on your floor.
They're going to win it. They just didn't win it last night.
In your floor, yeah.
All right, we're off and running. Recruiting Thursday on the Morning Rush, brought to you by World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH is their phone number. A 2-year price guarantee when you make the move to DISH right now with World of Wireless, your local premier DISH dealer. The number I give every morning for World of Wireless, it's an 877 number, 877-305-DISH, but it rings into their local office with their local installers and their local folks. Call and get signed up. Save $40 to $50 a month for the next 2 years. Have local installation within 48 hours, plus a $100 Visa gift card. 877-305-DISH.
Coming up in the program, we'll talk about what tongue discipline is and where you need to improve on it.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
It does my heart good when Texas football, Texas basketball, and Texas baseball suck.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
So, you upgraded to the elevated ride of the 2021 Toyota Highlander.
New Highlander, Mr. D?
Yeah,
Figured it was time for something nicer, more refined.
Look at this thing. I mean, that moonroof is pretty sweet.
It's extremely stylish.
Now, that's not all. As you can see, it has leather seats, dual-zone climate control,
and comes with all the latest tech.
And Android Auto. Check out this 12.3-inch touchscreen. Great for navigation, hands-free communication, music.
Awesome.
The Highlander also has loads of space and even a third-row seat.
Did I see 5 USB ports?
You sure did, buddy.
Perfect place for your daughter's new boyfriend.
This is so embarrassing.
Elevate every ride in the new 2021 Highlander.
Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Highlander L for only $279 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and 3/1/21.
Are you concerned about possible COVID exposure for you or your employees? Fort Smith has a new option for PCR COVID testing that is fast and accurate. Natural State Laboratories out of Little Rock has opened a PCR COVID drive-thru location in Fort Smith at Community Bible Church. PCR testing is the most sensitive, accurate test available, and results are available the next day. No appointment is necessary. Convenient COVID PCR drive-thru testing in Fort Smith is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday at Community Bible Church, located at 9201 Dallas Street.
There's an old saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Hi, this is Scott at Calico County. 2021 is here, and no doubt a lot has changed in the last year. But something that has stayed the same is Calico County's award-winning food. Great portions that are fresh and always cooked from scratch. Something that we have changed is improved curbside service for those of you that don't want to fight the crowds. And of course, we will never change those great cinnamon rolls that everyone loves. So for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, it's Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue, behind Randall Ford.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless, at 479-478-6616. That's 479-478-6616 for more details. Or stop by our location at 601 Church Street in Barling, next to Frank Rowe Furniture. Or visit us online at www.shopwownow.com. That's shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
2021 annual passes are available starting January 1st at the Ben Guerin Golf Course. We offer a variety of plans to fit your budget and needs. We have special pricing on annual passes for juniors, seniors, veterans, and active military. Annual passes are also available at the new Ben Guerin Community Complex, located across the street from the golf course. An unlimited driving range plan is also available, which includes both facilities. Book your 2021 tournament outings now at the Ben Guerin Golf Course.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and your budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Tate feeds Smith for a two-hand jam. Smith with a flush. The lead 16 again.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Arkansas, big-time win against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Not in football, but in basketball last night. That's kind of weird to say. The number one team in the SEC did not clinch conference regular season on your floor last night. We'll continue to talk Arkansas basketball coming up, but I do want to talk about something I thought Jimmy Dykes said. Couldn't find the audio, but it was funny to hear him talk about tongue discipline last night.
Yeah, it was late when we were talking about the Petty and Tate ejections from the ball game, and that's exactly right. I mean, you've got to know when to close your mouth. I mean, that's all he's saying is shut your mouth. He's just being more polite about it. And that's exactly what this game got chippy last night, got mouthy, and this late in the year, that late in the game, officials aren't going to let it get out of hand and get away from them. So they were dealing out technicals to try to keep everything under control last night,
just to keep
it. And the players forced the situation. So,
because the last thing you want is a brawl or something at the end of the game, especially
exactly
the game
right.
that's so out of hand at that point.
Yeah, you don't want that to turn ugly. But no, I never heard the phrase tongue discipline. I've heard about eye discipline, whistle discipline, a lot of other things that you need to be disciplined about it. But that's probably one we ought to take note of because Jimmy's got a lot of wisdom there. So I mean, we all need to be disciplined with our what comes out of our mouth.
So where do you need to be more disciplined?
Well,
where do you need to hold more tongue discipline?
You brought up the golf course. And I think that's an easy place for probably any of us that swing the sticks. That hey, if you keep it in the short grass, you're normally pretty happy. But unfortunately, that ball, it's not my swing. It's got to be the equipment of the ball. Something finds its way, into the rough somehow or behind a tree. So that it's usually operator error. I'm kind of being facetious here, but that would be one place. I don't really get upset fishing because I don't feel like. I mean, I can cast it and put it where I need to put it, but. I get upset with myself every now and then, but I don't need
Unless you get a hook like stuck in your skin or something.
Well, we're past only if I'm fishing with you is that a real concern. So, no, that's not really an area. And then anyone that's raised kids knows that hey, you got to be tongue disciplined around your children, not to say the wrong thing so it gets repeated, and that would probably be the number one area on the list.
When's the first time you've cursed in front of your kid?
How old are they now?
Was it 10 and 8?
They're 11 and 9, but yeah. So I would be ashamed to say it's probably been a long time ago. Again, I need more tongue discipline.
I think the first time I've only heard my dad swear less than 5 times in my entire life. I can't even fill up a full hand with the amount of times that he's sworn in front of me because again, he is a lot more tongue disciplined.
I wish I was that disciplined.
I want to say I was either late middle school or early high school the first time I heard him swear. It's not often you hear that.
So, I imagine on the sidelines last night, Musselman, Oates, both very intense in this game. There was probably not a lot of tongue discipline. You could see that they were.
Petty was. I mean, it looked like Petty. I would
say throughout the game, you could see the intensity of the coach. This game was intense last night.
I got texts from people that were at the game. I chose not to go because it's hard for me to get up after an 8 p.m.
8 o'clock starts are hard for us.
Get back about 11:30. Go to bed about 12. It's just it's hard. It's a hard ask. And I was told last night that as they were leaving the court, Petty was talking directly to Muss, like as he's getting tossed.
Well,
and
you read a lot of things. I saw something this morning from just a random Twitter account that Oates flipped off some fans on his way. I don't know if any of that happened. Someone put it on Twitter.
That seems a lot.
That seems
less
far-fetched
likely
for me that a coach, would do. But hey, we've seen stuff like we've seen. I'm telling you, that game last night, I think frustrated and pushed Bama to the edge, and I think their frustration just boiled over last night.
Well, what it came down to is they weren't ready for the smoke. If Arkansas had 20,000 people in that arena, they would have won by 25. Well, they were not ready.
If Arkansas would have made free throws, they'd have won by 25.
They were not ready for the intensity that Arkansas brought to the physicality that Arkansas brought to the table. You mentioned getting frustrated and just irritated. John Petty's ejection was one of that. You saw several Bama players Arkansas just took it to them. I mean, Jalen Williams having a career high last night. They had a bunch of points in the paint. And Alabama, what Ravage and Dykes kept referring back to is they had too many fast break threes. Bama's game plan and successful offense all year has been paint touch three. Paint touch three. Well, Arkansas was doing a good job of either just forcing them into a quick shot or not allowing them to get those extra and giving guys, not letting Petty, not letting Shackelford. They lived with Bruner. They lived with that guy that went 0 for 5, the white dude. They lived with guys that the game plan you heard from us after the game. You can hear it on hitthatline.com and YouTube as well. The guys that made threes, they were the ones that they let them.
Could you just sum this game up that Bama shot their way out of the game? I mean, that's pretty much what happened, right? Particularly early in the ball game, Bama shot their way out. Arkansas got some confidence and some swagger. They took the punch, as we heard, Musselman talking to his team at the end of the first half. Bama got the lead back. Arkansas watched Bama come out and play well the first few minutes of the second half, and then they got back on the horse and shut them down and took control of the ball game. To me, Bama they kept shooting threes, and hey, that's their game. That's what they do. You're really kind of surprised. You look at this game and it was 81-66. This is the kind of game that should have been 101-91 or something like that last night. It's because Bama couldn't hit their shots. Arkansas's defense had some part of that, but the ball wasn't going in. Bama had wide open looks for the early 10 or 12 minutes that weren't going in before Bruner started finding his stroke at the end of the half.
Cool thing about this week is there's already been a bunch of top 25 teams that have fallen, and that's not to say that they won't fall the rest of the week as well. If you look at Arkansas right now, they're a 6th seed as projected by Joe Lenardi and a bunch of others. If they beat LSU, they're at least going to move up to a 5. That's going to be where you're at in the NCAA tournament based on kind of how it's shaking out as of late. You'll probably see that in Joe Lenardi's projections come. I think he does it on Monday, if I remember that correctly. This team has a big opportunity to just continue to push that seed line and stay away from having to play a 1 seed or a 2 seed.
Ravitch mentioned last night, Carl Ravitch, that he'd gotten an email or a text or something from Lenardi during the broadcast about the win, and this was late in the game, about this win pushing Arkansas to a 5. But obviously, you need to win these last 2. You're at home. You may play one more on March 6th. That's still up in the air. The mystery date, as some people are calling it. But a win this Saturday.
Are they guaranteed to play at least one team that day?
Yeah, whether or not it's at home, I don't.
Okay.
I think there will be games that week that will involve the Razorbacks. I think there will be probably a close to full slate that weekend of SEC games.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. You're excited about that. LSU, Mutz just kept saying LSU. They had a little bit of time to celebrate last night's win, but now it's time to move on to the Tigers, and they're going to do that on Saturday. It's going to be a fun game. 1 o'clock is going to be the start time. 12:30 pregame coverage beginning here. ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com. Hey, I had a great conversation with Clay Henry yesterday on trusting the process. It's on our Hit That Line podcast network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. It's brought to you by Breen RV Center, family-owned and operated, no-pressure, laid-back atmosphere, and always home of the free maintenance for life.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, 97.1 in Camden and South Arkansas, and everywhere on hitthatline.com.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville. And you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
A chicken wing is just a flavor missile covered in awesomeness. And at Buffalo Wild Wings, we're locked and loaded with 26 sauces and seasonings aimed right at your face. So whether you're gearing up for the sweet tang of honey barbecue, Magma Hot Blazing Carolina Reaper, or new zesty lemon pepper sauce, get ready, because your mouth's in the blast zone. 26 sauces and seasonings at Buffalo Wild Wings.
If you're looking for an all-you-can-eat destination, head to the Catfish Kitchen in Van Buren. Now serving family-style all-you-can-eat dinner. Catfish, chicken tenders, fried shrimp, fries, and all the fixins. All you can eat for only $22.95. Add crab legs for just $20 more. They still have the 2- and 4-piece dinners available. Head to the Catfish Kitchen in Van Buren. Now open Thursday through Saturday, 11 till 8. Sundays, 11 till 3. The Catfish Kitchen at the top of Logtown Hill, across from the police station in Van Buren.
When you call a Dell Technologies advisor, you're talking to someone who isn't waiting for their turn to speak, but who actually wants to hear what you have to say. They're focused on you, ready to give advice on everything from laptops to the cloud, and offer tailored solutions powered by Intel vPro platform to keep your small business ready for what's next. Our advisors listen, so you know your small business needs have been heard. Call a Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Ted McAvoy in Van Buren or Jeff Clark in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Matt forces it up at the horn, tipped up and in by Portis. It's good. Bobby Portis with the tip in. It looks like the Hogs have won it.
Follow us on Twitter at Ty Sports Radio and at Tommy Kraft ESPN.
That was also a really fun memory when you beat Alabama back in 2015 with the Bobby Portis tip-in. I know he and so many other former Razorbacks were excited to see his guys get the win last night over Alabama, 81-66.
Yeah, fun talking to some of these former players. Yesterday, we had former Razorback and former Green Bay Packer Brett Good on with us in the second hour. You can check that out in the podcast from yesterday if you missed it. We had a great breakdown of Alabama. He's now part of the winning team at Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips handles all your employee benefits, health insurance, staffing management solutions, and commercial and personal insurance. So if you need life insurance, maybe your home and auto have gotten outrageous on cost, call Brett, see what he can do for you. 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292 for Brett Good with Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions.
877-377-6963 is the number if you'd like to get in with us this morning talking Arkansas basketball. It's National Chili Day. We'll discuss that coming up as well as some quick headlines. I want to welcome in Ryan, who's in Hot Springs this morning. Ryan, what did you think about last night's game, and what do you think about Arkansas's NCAA tournament seeding moving forward?
I was actually wanting to ask you. I didn't actually have a comment. I was actually wanting to ask. So, if we finish at the 6th seed, is that going to be the best seeding we've had in like a long time or something?
You were a 5 seed back in 2015 when you lost to the 4 seed North Carolina.
So I don't know if we were seeded that good.
Yeah, that was the best seed. You beat Wofford in the first game, and then you'd have to go back. Let's see. I'm not as familiar with the seedings in the 90s. You're obviously a 1 seed in 94. I think you're a 1 seed in 95 as well. I mean, there's an opportunity here, kind of like you're saying, Ryan, to get as high a seeding as you've had in quite some time.
I did have a question, too. Yeah. I was wondering, how far do you think this team can go in the tournament, depending on matchups? I guess Sweet 16's not out of the question.
I don't think it. In fact, my roommate sitting next to me last night, and we had he had lost something to me before, and he's like, and I need to take away that Sweet 16 bet, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And now I'm kind of ticked because I would have won a little something more. I don't think a Sweet 16's out of the question. I mean, you just beat the best team in the Southeastern Conference by 15, and if you made more free throws, you would have won that game by 25. And I know it was at home. I know they're on this 8-game winning streak, but I mean they thoroughly handled Alabama for the first 15 minutes of the first half and the last 5 minutes of the second half.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was enjoyable to watch. Ryan, what encourages me so much about this basketball team is from year 1 to year 2, you can talk about the rebounding, you can talk about the added talent. This team has found a way to close out games, especially in this 8-game SEC winning streak. And closing out close ball games or stretching a lead that was a 5-point lead to 15 like they were able to do last night, that's a huge part of basketball, man. And this team has just found a way consistently down the stretch to finish off their opponent.
Right. I've been impressed with Jalen, too, how much he's gotten better through the season, too, and just how fearless he is. And Jimmy talked about that last night about how freshmen kind of wilt in these games, and he just has been fearless.
Yeah, and Ryan, we appreciate your call this morning. It's good to hear from you, buddy. Muss talked about in the postgame that he doesn't think there's another team in college basketball that relies as much on 3 freshmen as Arkansas does. And it's awesome. Anytime you have a freshman come in and excel, it's great. But when it's 3 Arkansas kids, 1 from Jacksonville, North Little Rock, and Fort Smith, so kind of all over the state, which is cool, that makes you feel something warm inside. And for Moses to be where he is right now in projections, and I know for whatever reason people like to lash out at Jimmy Dykes just for a variety of reasons. Have you heard Jimmy Dykes talk about Jalen Williams and Devo Davis? He consistently says throughout a broadcast that he thinks Devo is going to be one of the best guards in the SEC this next year, and he's proving that he belongs in this conference. And then Jalen Williams displayed a toughness last night, 13 points, a career high, 8 rebounds, gutted. Still got it. We got to remember, and you bring this up, he's still gutting out a deep knee bruise. You could tell, he got hit early in the game last night, and he was limping around early. he is playing like he's stuck.
He looked better in transition last night than last
game. He stuck. There was a point in the game last night where he stuck his tongue out like Michael Jordan, and he was having fun, and that flows throughout the basketball team. It seems like it's not like he doesn't get hyped up about when he scores or stuff, but he almost takes more of a pride defensively than he does with his offense, which is encouraging to see, especially from a coach that values that side of the basketball so much.
You talk about Jalen Williams and the 13 he had there. He got the 3 free throws after being fouled on the 3-point attempt. But you just look at who scored the points last night. Desi Seals played 10 minutes but didn't get any points on the board. Ethan Henderson had 2. This box score and the 81 points they had last night was 99% players that didn't play last year for the Razorbacks, either freshmen or transfer portal players. You know, people like Justin Smith, the people that have joined your team, you know, coming from Indiana like he did or elsewhere. So you look at this team and its makeup. I know Vanover was on the team but didn't play. He had 2 points last night. This game was won by players that Muss hand-selected to bring in, and then he either recruited as high school players or selected off the transfer portal. That's who won this game last night.
That's a good point. All right, let's dive into some quick hitting headlines this morning. Again, you can call or text in at 877-377-6963. Always can comment on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch stream. College basketball's weird right now. Gonzaga and Baylor are the 2 undefeated teams, and then you have a lot of football-heavy programs that are really good.
Yeah,
I know
Michigan.
Oklahoma lost earlier this week to Kansas State, but they're a top 10 team. Michigan
This is, 3 in the country, and in some people's picks, maybe the second-best team in the country in some people's opinion.
Tommy, Michigan, Ohio State.
Big win over Ohio State this past weekend.
That was the highest-rated regular season college basketball game since 2019.
Well, right part of the country, right names, brand names, 3 versus 4 this last weekend. I regret it. I didn't watch more of it, but fantastic ball game.
Unbelievable. And if you hadn't gotten a chance to watch what Juwan Howard and Chris Holtman both are doing at Michigan, Ohio State, I know you're supposed to hate both those schools for football. I feel like there's less intensity basketball because, like, the Fab Five was cool. That was I guess Greg Ogan, Mike Conley in 2007. That was a cool basketball team. I really enjoyed watching those teams back in the day, but it's just kind of weird. Like in Alabama leading the pack in the SEC as a basketball team.
Right.
That's just odd. 3 teams, Michigan, Ohio State, and add in Bama, Oklahoma, who you don't traditionally think, basketball, but they're 4 of the best teams in college basketball this year.
And amongst the top, then you kind of go to that next tier if you want to get outside the top 4, and you look in the Big 12. I mean, you mentioned Baylor and you mentioned OU. I guess you need to throw Iowa in that conversation too. I mean, as far as maybe top 10 type teams. They're not maybe that upper crust, but it's pretty impressive how deep the quality is with the Big 12 this year. It doesn't include Kansas, really.
And I was going to find a weekend to go to. I got a buddy in dental school up there, HP, and I was going to go and find a weekend to go watch Luka Garza play this year. But all their weekend games are seemingly either on Sunday, which I can't make it back here in time, or they're on the road, which is tough. But I mean, Bohannon, McCaffrey's he's really hard to deal with, but he's a good basketball coach. Some Arkansas baseball news for you this morning. Matt Goodhart looks like he's going to be able to return for the SEMO series. Dave said yesterday in the press conference, going to see how he handles workouts, but he's probably going to play. It looks like probably going to play designated hitter, which is going to be interesting. Brady Slavens was in that spot and just raking this past weekend. So they're going to have to kind of do some tinkering this weekend with the lineup and see what that looks like for the 4-game series against SEMO.
Yeah, and well, I don't have it right in front of me. He announced the pitching rotation for this weekend.
I got it if you want to look at it.
I mean, I don't have it right in front of me, but got that set out. So it should be an interesting 4-game set. Hopefully the weather doesn't alter any of that, but it's great to see that Dave has all these options just to mix and match these pieces, particularly when it comes to pitching. One of the things that kind of stood out, though, when looking at that pitching rotation, which 3 of them looked a lot like last weekend, still no Vanover, still no Wicklander in that starting rotation.
Yeah. No, Nolan.
What'd I say?
Vanover.
Good Lord.
No, it's
still thinking about basketball.
I knew
Connor Nolan.
I knew
and
exactly what
Patrick
you're talking
Wicklander.
about.
What did I say that for?
So
wake up.
Caleb Golden's going to be your Thursday night guy. He's the one that won SEC co-pitcher of the week, and then they're doing the same. Zeb Vermillion Friday, Peyton Paulette Saturday, Leah Lockhart on Sunday. Yeah. And that was the question I had. That it's kind of weird that because David mentioned following the TCU win that you could potentially see Wick and Nolan starting, but he's basically going with the same thing, but just adding Bolden in that starting slot on Thursday.
So should be interesting. Hopefully, there's you get to see all four of these. And I got to believe at some point, either in long relief, but which quick hooks this year with all the arms, you got to see Connor Nolan and Patrick Wicklander at some point soon.
Two more quick headlines coming up before we dive into the National Chili Day conversation. We'll get back into Arkansas basketball coming up, but we do want to talk about your favorite chili out there. Seahawks have re-signed Alex Collins.
Saw this
I was
yesterday.
happy to see that. Now, I didn't see the financial details and the ramifications, but I was happy to see Buddha back in Seattle.
Well, yeah, back where it kind of all began for him. So, chance to make some more money here, pad the end of your career up. I mean, running backs, we know what the shelf life is for these guys. So glad to see him get another run in Seattle. They're kind of where it all started for him out of college.
And the last headline before we dive into National Chili Day, Happy Gilmore 2 greenlit. Here was Adam Sandler and Christopher McDonald on Dan Patrick yesterday.
Happy Gilmore 2, Sandman, has that been discussed?
It has not been discussed, but it certainly has been discussed on the internet. And believe me, that senior tour idea, it would be so amazing to go around with.
Are you both in? Sandman, can I greenlight this?
Yes, you can greenlight this. I don't know if we.
This just into the Dan Patrick Show. Happy Gilmore 2 has been green-lighted or lit or something like that. Chris, are you in?
Double in, yes. I would love to do it. Everybody's been screaming for it, like Adam said. And I just got to say, it would be a complete blast. The senior tour with us, too. Oh, my God.
Christopher McDonald plays Shooter in that movie, and I think a lot of you could pick up who that was by his voice. But I'm excited about this. Now, the sequels, as we often talk about, never rival the original. But the senior tour aspect, I think that they could have some fun.
That's the name of the movie. That is the name of the movie, right?
I think
Happy
you're right.
Gilmore
senior tour
on the senior tour or something. You let the marketing people go to work, but yeah, you got to involve senior tour in that. So I did think of one where the sequels. That's because I watched them this weekend that live up to the original.
Can I try and guess it? Can you give me a genre and see if I can guess it?
80s.
80s. 80s movie. What's it about?
Well, if I tell you that, that gives the whole movie.
80 Lethal Weapon.
No, it's a good one. Back to the Future. I think 2 and 3 are in the same conversation. You may like one better, but 2 and 3 aren't horrible.
I really like 3 and 2 and 1. That's not a bad one.
There's very few of these that do, particularly, a trilogy, if you will, that they're as good. So we were talking about that last week, and then this weekend it was on like TBS or somewhere, and watched the whole thing this weekend. So.
I'd say that's a good one. I know we've had that conversation once or twice before. I think that's a good guess.
Yeah.
I want to remind everyone.
But generally, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I want to remind everyone that if you ever want to watch an Eric Musselman press conference, any of our interviews that we have on the Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, you can always find them on YouTube and hitthatline.com. Make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel to get that information. All right. It is National Chili Day here on the Morning Rush. And I know...
Is this chili music?
Yeah. I typed in chili music and it came up with like salsa dancing and stuff like that. And that didn't seem...
We'll just go with it.
We're going to do our best. So our friend, Stan the Chili Man, likes to come in, every 3 or 4 months? 2 or 3?
2 or 3 times a year.
He's awesome. And he brings in a massive pot of chili. And within 2 or 3 days, it's gone. And I don't hold back, whether it's 5 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Chili's chili, and chili is good. And we appreciate Stan blessing us with his beautiful goodness. So I'd like to ask you this morning at 877-377-6963, what is the best type of chili you've ever had? And I do have some questions because there's some chilies that I want to discuss that I haven't had that I want to try. So what is your favorite type of chili on National Chili Day?
I guess it really comes down to a beans or no beans conversation for a lot of people. I was always raised that you put the beans in there, but here as of
except for using for what? You said this
chili dogs. I mean, we have become more of a beanless chili house at my place. The kids seem to like it better, so I've kind of moved into the beanless chili category, which is more of a Texas type chili. Now in Texas they put every kind of meat in there: brisket, venison, ground meat, sausage, all of that goes in there. My favorite kind, if I'm making a pot of chili, I'm going about 50-50 blend of probably 80-20, 90-10, and then I'm also adding a couple pounds of hot sausage, hot breakfast sausage. The
Good
Jimmy
man.
Dean hot, that's what I like putting in there. Grind it up real good, get it chopped down real good, and go for it from there.
Wes chimes in on Wes and Kim on our Facebook Live feed. And you can also chime in Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Absolutely no beans in my house. Is that what we're saying? Because some people are staunchly against beans.
I can take or leave, but if we're eating a bowl of chili, beans are fine. The kidney beans. I like ranch style beans in there. I think they add a good flavor. People like the kidney beans, the pinto beans in there. To me, though, chili beans obviously is always a favorite. To me, though, particularly if you're doing chili dogs, which at my house, the kids love them.
I love chili dogs.
I'm with you. Beans just get in the way.
Got a text from Austin in Harrison. He says hot elk chili. Now, I've never had that, Austin, but that sounds delicious.
Elk? Is elk pretty lean? I know. There's some of that stuff. I think elk is a pretty lean meat. So
since when do we care about being lean on the morning rush?
You can't have lean. To me, you got to have a lot of fat in that meat to give it that flavor. I mean, chili's about flavor. Fat, you get flavor from fat. So
tastes perfect.
Yeah.
Chad from Northwest Arkansas says no beans, and he puts chocolate in his unsweetened cocoa powder. Now, I have never heard of this, Chad.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
Have you had it?
Now, if I have, I don't know it, but I've seen this recipe. I've heard of this recipe. I need to try it someday.
Man,
I'm a heavy dose, liberal dose of mustard. Take the mustard bottle, squirt it in the chili, gives it. That's kind of my secret ingredient.
Okay.
A little French's mustard in there.
Kyle chimes in. He says deer chili with a half can of beans. Now, my dad has made deer chili before, and it is phenomenal. Love it.
Yeah, we got a lot of venison meat in the freezer, so we got some family members to keep me stocked up, so we use that a lot, and it makes it a little healthier for you.
Steven chimes in. He says Sweeter deer camp chili with a bit of mushrooms. I don't know if I've ever had mushrooms. I like mushrooms.
I'm a mushroom fan. I've never had it in chili, though.
You know what you need to do is if you and my father ever go eat lunch or dinner some night, is he has to sit on the other side of the table if I order fried mushrooms or a mushroom burger, because I love them. He will throw up if he eats them. And I don't know why.
What's his disdain for him?
I don't know. I don't know if he had a bad childhood experience. I don't know what it is, but he, for whatever reason, cannot do mushrooms. Fried, grilled, sautéed.
I like them more than anyone else in my house, but no one in my house hates them to the point that they're going to sit on the other end of the table.
Brad, B from Salesville, he puts a thing of peanut butter in his chili. I don't know if I've ever heard that.
That's a new one. I wonder what that does for it. Sweetness with the salt. I mean, you got a lot of salt in chili. So, we naturally crave salt and sweet.
You know what I had the other night?
That's what it does.
You know what I had the other night from our friends at Clean Cooking? They have brisket chili there. And I had that for the first time.
How was it?
Really good.
Really good?
If you're a big brisket chili fan, give Clean Cookings a try. It's really good.
I've been known when making a pot of chili to just open the fridge door, and if there's some things hanging around, and there's some old salsa jars that are about empty. If you've ever put some baked beans in, we had some baked beans once from one of the barbecue places. I just dumped a thing of baked beans. Pretty good.
Or is it?
Yeah. So you get you some baked beans to throw in there.
I like Dennis, what his response is on Facebook. He said he wanted chili competition with venison and a chorizo combo with chipotles. Now, that sounds delightful this morning.
I like chorizo.
Chorizo is incredible. And I can almost feel it combining with the other parts of the chili. That sounds good. Never had it, but it sounds good.
It's just spicy. It's got a good good like chipotle type flavor, and it's just basically fat. That's all chorizo really is usually.
Matt from Fayetteville says that his favorite is Frito chili pie. Now, it's been a while since I've had Frito chili pie.
Yeah.
I think the last time I had it was I was in high school. My parents made it, but I love me some Frito chili pie.
Well, we always have Fritos anytime we're making chili. Now, I'm a Scoops guy. I like the bigger Scoops Fritos. I'm the only one in the house that likes that. But I think if you're gonna go for it, you just go for it.
Do the Scoops.
The big, the bigger Fritos.
Cody in Hot Springs says he puts Bloody Mary mix in his chili. I don't think I've heard of that.
I've never heard that one ever.
I don't
What
know.
does it do for it? Cody, text us back. What does that add to it?
Lee says
why do you do it?
He's been on a white chicken chili kick.
Love
now
it.
I think that's a little overrated. If I want chili, I want the dark meat rather
you
than
hadn't
chicken.
had it done right. You had Jeff's over there at the clubhouse?
I don't think I've had Jeff's
Oh,
before.
let me tell you. Well done white bean chicken chili. Now, that you have to have beans in, obviously.
Do you?
You put the navy beans, the white beans in there. Get the chicken. You start with the garlic and the chicken in the pan. I've got a recipe for it. Put the heavy cream in there, the sour cream. You make it in a skillet rather than a pot.
Okay.
And or at least the recipe I use. Oh, man, it is good.
It's pretty good.
So you put some green chilies in there, some hatch chilies in there. Wow, it is good.
I'm going to ask this on social media later today, and I'll ask you and our audience this morning. Have you ever had Skyline chili in Cincinnati? That's like a big northern
Never
thing.
been to Cincinnati.
Okay.
No.
But
I think that you can get it in grocery store. I think I've seen that brand somewhere.
Yeah, you can. I don't want to do it in grocery stores.
No, you
though.
want the real deal.
So one of the things they're famous for, which I enjoy, I haven't had in, I don't know, a while. Do you like chili mac? Chili on spaghetti?
I do. I don't mind it at all because to me, chili, all you're doing is changing the spices and a little bit of the tomato. Chili and spaghetti sauce are almost the same thing if you stop and think about it. So it doesn't bother me. We don't do that a lot, but why not? I mean, they're almost the same thing. Particularly if there's no beans in it.
Why is veggie chili a thing?
It's not chili. I don't know what you call that, but it's not chili.
I've had people tell me, "Oh, I'm making veggie chili or something," and it's like,
why?
That's ruining. You
just go gnaw some ginger root or something.
Danny sends in on Facebook. He says he puts Rotel in his. You ever put Rotel in your chili?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Particularly the can of hot.
Yeah.
Anything hot I want to add? Cayenne pepper, hot Rotel, the hots. I have to sneak it in there because then the kids think, "Oh, this is too." Then they won't touch
hot.
it. If I don't tell them, they don't know.
Brandon Paris, he likes to sneak in a half can of beer in his chili. Have you ever done that?
Yep.
I don't
you
know.
need to use good beer too.
Now my dad used to make beer brats back in the day, and I've heard of that. I don't know if I've ever heard of that. I say that I've heard of beer chili. I say that.
Used to add a can in there
just to give it.
I think it probably started with someone that dropped a can of beer in there and then thought it tasted good.
That's probably a good point. What about turkey chili? Now this isn't as bad as that, but at the same time, it's like if I'm going to do chili, I want to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pass. I'm not using ground turkey. It'd have to be like the last thing at the grocery store. It's either if I'm out.
I'm kind of the same.
I'm gonna make chili. Let's make chili.
Now it's National Chili Day here on the Morning Rush and across the United States. Do you think Sonic is doing something with this?
I hope so.
Because if they are, I think we made a pit stop.
So,
do I need to eat 8 chili dogs in 20 minutes again?
Are they having chili dogs today? We could get
fork
this
ourselves
up.
over. So it's National. We'll come back to this conversation. We will talk some Arkansas basketball coming up, but again, anytime we talk food, we get 25 or 30 texts and 25 or 30 comments on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. It's just part of.
We're just trying to channel our inner Ruskin and Zach here, and we talk sports for 45 minutes. Give us 10 minutes of talking chili today, but. What a game last night. They had some mustard on that hot dog last night.
Yeah,
on that chili dog.
They ended up really, really dominating that basketball game in big periods. What are you laughing at?
Chad Northwest Star says, now I'm starving for chili.
No, that's what we do.
I kind of feel you there, Chad. I'd take a bowl right now myself.
That's what we do here on the Morning Rush. 877-377-6963 is your number that you can call or text in. We got an open segment coming up, and then Tom Murphy joins us in about 20 or so minutes. Richard Davenport, 8. Coming off another SEC win, 8 straight for this men's basketball team.
The best deals on hot tubs and endless pools in Fort Smith and Northwest Arkansas is at Burton Pools and Spas. Achieve your health and wellness goals in 2021 with a fantasy spa starting at just $28.95 with 28 selections to choose from. Or the endless pool fitness systems. They give you boundless fitness with swimming year-round. Delivered, installed, and ready to use from Burton Pools and Spas. Burton Pools and Spas in Fort Smith and in Northwest Northwest Arkansas. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
So, you upgraded to the elevated ride of the 2021 Toyota Highlander.
New Highlander, Mr. D?
Yeah, figured it was time for something nicer, more refined.
Look at this thing. I mean, that moonroof is pretty sweet.
It's extremely stylish.
That's not all. As you can see, it has leather seats, dual-zone climate control,
and comes with all the latest tech.
And Android Auto. Check out this 12.3-inch touchscreen. Great for navigation, hands-free communication, music.
Awesome.
The Highlander also has loads of space and even a third-row seat.
Did I see 5 USB ports?
You sure did, buddy.
Perfect place for your daughter's new boyfriend.
This is so embarrassing.
Elevate every ride in the new 2021 Highlander.
Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Highlander L for only $279 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and 3/1/21.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Are you concerned about possible COVID exposure for you or your employees? Fort Smith has a new option for PCR COVID testing that is fast and accurate. Natural State Laboratories out of Little Rock has opened a PCR COVID drive-thru location in Fort Smith at Community Bible Church. PCR testing is the most sensitive, accurate test available, and results are available the next day. No appointment is necessary. Convenient COVID PCR drive-thru testing in Fort Smith is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday at Community Bible Church, located at 9201 Dallas Street.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late-model, low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now, you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Come try out the new pink G425 Woods and Irons or the Callaway Epic Speed Woods at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Spend some time on the putting green and try out a great selection of Scotty Cameron putters. In now, Titleist Pro V1s and Pro V1X golf balls, including Arkansas Razorback logo balls. Need a push cord? Choose from Sun Mountain, Rovic, or Click Here. As always, don't forget to check out Facebook for daily specials. The best place for all your golfing needs, the Golf Nut, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told ya.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you looking for a new place to call home? Whether you're looking for an apartment, duplex, townhome, or a house, Trinity Multifamily has you covered. They even have options in surrounding states, from Texas to Michigan and Kansas to Tennessee. If you're looking for a new place to call home, make Trinity Multifamily your first call at 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you. Save up to $10,000 off on remaining 2020 Ford F-150s at Harry Robinson Salisal Ford. Harry has a great selection of trucks, up to $10,000 off while they last. The 2020 Ford Mustangs have got to go. Lots of colors to choose from, and up to $5,500 off. And the 2020 Ford Edge Titanium, over $8,500 off, only $34,575. The 2020s must go at Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off 540 in Salisal.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
An increase in the clouds. Our chance of rain will be pretty widespread across the south today. Our high this afternoon into the low 50s. We're looking at a chance of a few rain showers tonight. Maybe a little light snow across the north. Overnight lows in the low 30s north, upper 30s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Listen to Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat Gazette every Monday and Thursday on the Morning Rush for game recaps, previews, and more. You're listening to the Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith.
That was an unbelievable performance. Listen, you know how many teams in the country can come back when they go up like that to start the half? You took their bullet and you just kept plugging away. We had so many guys contribute tonight. Three, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com. There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is the Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Okay. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy? What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. 81-66 win over the Alabama Crimson Tide. It's also National Chili Day. It's also Recruiting Thursday. Richard Davenport joining us about an hour. Tom Murphy joining us about 15 to 20 minutes. You want to hop in here? Feel free. 877-377-6963.
Brought to you by the Fence Man. Anything you need involving a fence, whether it's some gate repair, new gates built, maybe you need a whole fencing project done, whether it's commercial or residential, chain link at work for some razor wire on top to keep people like Ty out. Maybe you need a wrought iron fence installation, custom powered gates, all of that at your home. Doesn't matter what you're thinking, whether it's a wood privacy fence or anything in between. The Fence Man does it all. They even have built some custom dog pens lately. So get the slab out there, nice dog pen for your hunting dogs or your family dog. They do all kinds of fencing projects. 782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing available as well. That's 479-782-3936 for the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Let's go out to the land of the Ducks. Welcome in Brent, who's in Stuttgart this morning. Brent, what's up, man?
Ty and Tommy, how are we this morning?
Morning.
We're making it, buddy.
Hey, it's great. It's great to. I just got to take my hat off to our Razorback basketball team. Last night we had everybody that played contributed significantly, and I got to give a shout out to Fort Smith's own number 10, Jalen Williams. What a fantastic performance for that young man.
He 13 points, 8 boards,
8 rebounds,
22 minutes. That's the part you got to put into context is 22 minutes.
Y'all want to know what his plus-minus was last night?
Yeah, I saw this.
30.
30, yeah.
He had 22 minutes of plus-minus of 30, Brent, when he was on the floor.
I'm not much into analytics or anything, but I would assume that's pretty good, correct?
That's off the charts.
That's
you can look at a lot of box scores this year and not see a plus 30.
Moses Moody leads the way with plus-minus this year, Brent, and I don't want to get too analytical this morning, but Jalen, that might be one of the best plus-minuses of the season, if not the best.
Might be.
Well, fantastic. I have a question for y'all about the basketball. So we play Saturday, LSU, and at South Carolina Tuesday.
Correct.
And then somebody next Saturday probably. So.
Oh, so you think A&M will get over COVID?
Well, I don't know. It may not be A&M. I mean, they're kind of calling it the mystery date. We'll see what the league does. I'm guessing they'll announce that pretty soon.
You know what, Brent? You bring up Texas A&M, and we appreciate your call, buddy. You mentioned earlier this week that Texas A&M should/might cancel their season. I was like, I don't buzz. They had another game postponed.
Yeah, Missouri game.
It's 7. It is 7 games this season that they've had a game postponed. Buzz, I don't know if Greg Sankey needs to bring down the hammer. They need to eradicate that basketball team this year.
But I hear your frustration, but if they have a COVID problem, what do you want them to do? Come play with positive tested players? I mean, what do you want them to do? If half their team is in quarantine and protocol, I hear the frustration. I get it, but it's not like they're just bowing out of games because they don't want to play. They got a COVID issue. I mean, I guess I kind of understand why this is going on.
So you're flipping then?
No, I'm frustrated. Arkansas missed 2 games that I think would have padded your resume with 2 more wins. After you beat Alabama last night, does it really seem necessary at this point?
Yeah.
Would 2 more wins do anything for you in the conference or with the NCAA tournament committee at this point? My answer is no.
You would, Tom, and let me correct you on that because you would be.
You don't need corrected on that. I'm right on this. 2 wins over A&M does nothing for you, Ty.
But it gives you a chance to be the number 1 seed in the SEC regular season, win the outright regular season championship.
Only if you get Alabama to lose some more. I don't know how you're going to do that.
They would. So Arkansas, assuming they beat Texas A&M twice, they would be 12-4. Alabama would be 13-2. I think math-wise, if Arkansas, it would. Alabama right now is going to win the SEC. All they have to do is win 1 game in the last 3, and they've clinched it. Mm-hmm. Arkansas, if they would have had those 2 games, would have. I don't know what the percentage is. What you switch it, but it definitely. I mean, 12-4. What's better, 12-4, 10-4? You're winning both those games. You're not losing at College Station. You're not losing at home to the Aggies. 12-4, regardless of the optics of it, sounds a lot better than 10-4 to anyone that watches the game of basketball. That to me,
I understand. You're not going to be the 1 seed even with those. You got 4 losses. Bama has 2. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you play those 2 games, you're not the SEC champion. That's not how it works.
It's still a closer shot than you would have been than not getting those games whatsoever. You
got to go beat LSU. You're the 2 seed. I'm just saying at this point, if you get the chance to play A&M twice right now, what do you get for it? Only the risk of an RPI hit, a net rankings hit, as they say now. Net rankings is the more proper term. I just don't think there's much to come from. I understand the frustration with everybody in the league, including Arkansas, with A&M, but I don't think they're lying about having a COVID issue. I don't know what else you want them to do, not follow the protocols. Clearly they're having some kind of issue that has run rampant through their athletic department. I don't want to play them if they got those kind of problems.
Ryan and Conway just wants to know another Power 5 program that's having the same COVID issue. I mean, are they not following protocol? Because there doesn't seem to be like...
Well, I would say they are following protocol if they're not playing the games.
Protocol within the athletic department, the mask. Or I don't know what the mask mandates are. I don't know, but 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
That to me,
I don't know how many. South Carolina missed a bunch early in the year.
They did.
But
it wasn't 7.
It wasn't 7, but they missed 3 or 4 in a row early. They were way behind. So, the thing is the optics of what does A&M really have left to play for, other than just to play to give their athletes a chance to compete the last few times here. What do they have to play for? They're out of everything. That's I think the optics people are looking at and thinking A&M is just bowing out of this deal. I don't think that's the case at all.
And Eric Musselman, you could feel the frustration from him this past Monday when he was asked, Hutch opened up the press conference asking him about the A&M game, and they game planned. You know how much time and effort and energy they spent on game planning for teams. They did it twice. They didn't get to use any of it for A&M.
Yeah.
That's frustrating. It's frustrating.
It would be like us doing a whole interview or setting up a whole show and we never run it. We do a great interview with somebody and it never makes the air.
It never happens.
Same thing for them. They work their tail off for 2 or 3 days and for what?
So what do you look the other way if you're Sankey?
Well, what do you want them to do? Punish A&M because they've got COVID? I mean, what do you want Sankey to do? That's what I can't understand.
Here's what I don't understand. You're saying the complete opposite of what you said earlier this week. Because we had
what did I say earlier this week?
Exact same conversation, and you said that they should think about ending Texas A&M season.
You're running, yes, absolutely, because you're running out of dates. If you're in 10 or 14-day quarantine, look at the calendar, dude. The season's over within that time stretch. That's what I'm saying. If you've got these kind of COVID issues and this many of your staff and players are in quarantine and apparently not coming out, the number of days left in the calendar for the basketball season is going to run out on you. That's my point.
Okay.
So you're going to come back and play one game?
That's what
come back. Let's put some certainty back into the schedule. There's just not enough days left for A&M. That's why they should end it.
They should end it.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Not as a punishment, though.
I didn't say levy as a punishment.
As a practicality.
Yeah, they should end it. This right now.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
This is Jay Billis of ESPN, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fence Man can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call The Fence Man and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and your budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson for my friend Jeff Taylor at Jeff's Clubhouse. Jeff's Clubhouse is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 and Saturday from 9 to 12. Lunch special, take and bake, brunch to go pants. They have it all at Jeff's Clubhouse. Give Jeff and his crew a call at 479-308-9123. That's 479-308-9123. You can stop by and see him at 2801 Old Greenwood Road in Fort Smith. Check out their menu online at theclubhousefs.com. Jeff's Clubhouse, Fort Smith's premier place for lunch, brunch, and catering.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
This is Mike Ashley with Ashley Air. Did you know we've been serving customers like you since 1958? For our 63rd birthday, Carrier gave us a free furnace. We decided to pay it forward by giving the furnace away along with a brand new high-efficiency air conditioner. For your chance to win, go to AshleyAir.com. One lucky homeowner will win a high-efficiency system valued at nearly $9,000, and there's no cost to you. Don't wait to enter. The drawing will be held on February the 25th.
AshleyAir.com.
At Frank Rowe Furniture for the month of February, Frank Rowe Furniture is ready to deal on cash or finance sales. Just come on in and tell us you heard this ad on ESPN 95.3 and receive huge discounts. Frank Rowe Furniture stands behind our furniture with service after the sale and carry as many made-in-the-USA brands as possible. We are family-owned and offer in-store no credit check financing. Frank Rowe Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
A chicken wing is just a flavor missile covered in awesomeness. And at Buffalo Wild Wings, we're locked and loaded with 26 sauces and seasonings aimed right at your face. So whether you're gearing up for the sweet tang of honey barbecue, Magma Hot Blazing Carolina Reaper, or new zesty lemon pepper sauce, get ready, because your mouth's in the blast zone. 26 sauces and seasonings at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
He struck him out swinging, and this one belongs to the Razorbacks by a 13-9 final score. They take down number 3 Texas Tech with a 5-run ninth-inning rally. What an opening night.
I'm going to try this call-in number.
Call or text The Morning Rush at 877-377-6963.
My first official call-in.
Talk some Arkansas basketball and baseball coming up with Tom Murphy in about 5 minutes. Got 2 calls on hold that we will get to coming up. And a great place that you can watch either the basketball game on Saturday or the baseball games this weekend is Joe's Grill and Cantina.
Absolutely.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, there you go. You're dead on that one. Hey, as Ty said, watch the games. During every Razorback game that's on, they have every game on, half-price apps and taps. So 1 o'clock start Saturday, that is perfect. You can go in for their brunch. They got their Sipping Saturday brunch that begins at 10:45.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have a little brunch. You can have some half-price apps and taps. The game starts at 1. It was National Bartender Day yesterday. You can sit at the bar, have some chips and salsa, some of that cheese dip with the taco meat in it. That is phenomenal. So a great day this Saturday. And don't forget Friday, Fajita Fridays. They've got their chicken and steak fajitas on special on Friday as well. Joe's Grill and Cantina, our favorite place to watch the game, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game.
Want to welcome in Randy in Fort Smith this morning. Randy, what's up, my man?
Well, I was going to comment, the turning point of that game, I thought we were in a little bit of trouble, and Jalen Williams scored in the low post 3 times and just made a big, huge difference. He's just starting. I think I told you guys a week or so ago that he's just starting to get comfortable offensively, and he's even better than what he's showing. I promise you, he's gonna be tough in that low post. But when him and Smith are in there together, that's 2 physical guys, and we are a much better team. And then I also want to comment on the A&M deal. Here's what I want Buzz Williams to do: go across over and talk to old Gary Blair, because it's funny the A&M women haven't had no COVID problems, and they're at the same gym, the same place, and same administrators. 0 problems, and then A&M, what they should do is that should be 2 wins for Arkansas, 2 forfeits, because they just really don't want to play because they suck. They just suck, and they don't want to play. So I'm not buying all the COVID deals, just like, COVID, yeah, COVID. I mean, you can make excuses for them all you want, but Gary Blair hadn't had no trouble, but they're ranked like in the top 5. So anyway, that's my comment on it. I don't want to play A&M. They suck. I mean, I'd rather play like Tennessee on that day or something. But really, I mean, I look forward to playing anybody because this team is just right now. just right now starting to really gel. So,
Yeah.
all right, y'all have a good day.
Well,
Thank
you know they're Aggies. Maybe they're using the wrong end of the Q-tip for the test. I don't know what they're doing, but clearly they've got some kind of problem, and they have not figured it out.
Clay, when I think you and Mrs. Laura were out 2 days, and we had Clay on prior to the Texas A&M game, and we told Aggies jokes for about 30 minutes on this show.
I heard some of that,
and it was hysterical. All right, back to the phone lines. Welcoming in JW in London this morning. He's got a comment on the podcast and the game last night. JW, we got Tom Murphy coming up, so do it in about a minute or two, okay?
All right. Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, about the podcast, I'm fairly literate on using the cell for things. I mean, I use Facebook and a bunch of other apps. What's the best link to get to your podcast?
What kind of phone do you have, JW?
I use an LG Android phone.
Okay. So that's going to be Google Play. If you just type, when you go to your Google Play, JW, just type in hit that line.
Hang on. JW, you know what Google Play is? You know where to find that at?
I do. Yes,
all right.
Oh, yeah. I use it all the time.
Sometimes I would need some help with that.
Yeah. So go to, and then just type in hit that line, and then you can listen to Morning Rush, Halftime, Trusting the Process, Primetime. All our podcasts are right there.
Okay, because I want to listen to the one that you did with Clay.
It's really good, man. He was. I appreciate his time yesterday. It was a fun time.
Any verbal fistfights that we can look for?
No, I didn't interrupt him one time.
And now, as far as the chili thing, this may sound like blasphemy to some of you folks here, but what I do is I make a big crock pot full of vegetarian chili. And what I do then, it's a base. I add all the things that you would normally add to chili, onions and all that stuff, tomatoes and all that good stuff. And then when it cooks down, I put it in gallon freezer bags and put it in the freezer. And then when I bring it out, I've got the base, and then I just add whatever I happen to be in the mood for that day. And you were talking about elk chili. If you're going to cook elk chili, throw in that chorizo would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then my secret ingredient that people say, where do you get that flavor? Is it often, depending on what meat I put in it, I use curry powder.
Okay.
That works.
Oh. Okay.
And as far as the hoop thing, yesterday I was up at 4 and had to do a bunch of business stuff in town. And the time I got home and got everything taken care of, I had a little time. And about 7:30, I said, I'll just take a nap for an hour. And then I'll be able to be up in time to hear the pregame and listen to the game. And when I woke up, it was 11:30. The game was already over.
That happens.
Dang it. At least you woke up to a win.
Yeah, I was glad to wake up to the win.
JW, we appreciate your call this morning. I have not heard
it. It's all happened to us at some point.
Listen, I was a little worried for JW for a sec because he started, I just make a base veggie chili, but he adds,
I know.
It's smart. He adds meat to it of his meat of choice. So I appreciate his call, and that's not a bad, because some days you're feeling chorizo, some days you're feeling Italian sausage, some days you're feeling elk, venison, pick meat.
Yep.
And you can do it a variety of ways.
So it's National Chili Day. Tom Murphy has joined us. Tom, we'll get to your favorite chilies last night, but it was a spicy, saucy chili last night at Bud Walton Arena.
It really was. It was a tie kind of a game. There was a great dose of controversy involved, and feelings were running hot, and the way John Petty left the game, he was so rankled. And you could just tell that the Crimson Tide was really frustrated. You know what? It was the reverse of the Alabama football team coming in here when it just feels like they get mystery, pass interference calls that don't get called and all that kind of stuff, and they get protected. Well, they came in here last night, and they didn't get protected. I thought there were probably 3 or 4 calls that just really went Arkansas's way. Petty's first attempt to dunk, the first technical, it looked like Justin Smith got him on the wrist pretty good, no call, and he got the technical. But Alabama's got to learn, man. Everybody's going to give you a really good shot now. You've had a great run, but now it's getting to be crunch time and tournament time, and you can't lose your patience like that. And I thought Nate Oates did a really good post-game job of not criticizing the officials and saying that his team got bothered by the officiating. But it's just a great, great win for Arkansas basketball. we're witnessing a year unlike, many others for a long time since that national tournament, NCAA tournament championship in '94. To see their prep work and to put it on display like they did last night, the way they defended was pretty amazing.
How about Ethan Henderson last night? I know we've given a lot of adulation to Jalen Williams to this point. He's deserved it. But, Tom, I can't remember the last time Ethan played significant. He comes in late in the first half, has a couple blocks, has a couple layups, just played his heart out, and he really gave that team a boost in a stretch that Alabama looks like they were going to get back the lead in the first half.
Yeah, I've always liked what he's given them, and I've always wondered what is it that keeps him from getting more minutes, because he got blocked shots. Now, he did have a negative 6 on, I think, the plus-minus stat, which is the scoring while you're on the court, but it just happened to coincide with Bruner's hot streak from the three-point land. But yeah. I do think he gave them valuable minutes. And I think last night Connor Vanover got into a little bit of some of the early pick and rolls and stuff they were doing. Alabama was on him, and he had a couple of turnovers, and then there were turnovers when people were trying to get it to him, and so it just wasn't his kind of game, basically. But I love the way they defended at the rim. Henderson had 2 blocks, Vanover had 1, Jalen Tate had 4. They tried to really prevent the dribble drives, getting all the way to the hole, and then they tried to get out to the three-point shooters, the ones who hurt them, Petty and Shackelford. And they did a pretty good job limiting their looks from three-point range. So kudos to Arkansas for having a really good defensive game plan.
Yeah, Connor Vanover, part of the starting lineup that I don't think has changed in 5 games now. He had 10 minutes, but the guy that came off the bench that was incredible, you brought up the plus-minus stat with Ethan Henderson. Let's bring it up for Jalen Williams, who was a plus 30 last night in 22 minutes. He had 13 points himself. You wonder at what point, based on recent performances and one like last night, Tom, when does Jalen Williams work his way consistently into the starting lineup?
Yeah, he very much could, but what makes Arkansas special is their ability to plug dudes in. Like, for instance, Note had not been playing very well, and then last night he hit a couple of big three-pointers. You can tell the moment never gets too big for J.D. Note, and I like that. But I also thought that Williams probably was the player of the game. Moses did not have a great shooting game, but he hit all those free throws, which, there's a huge benefit to that, obviously. And he was aggressive getting into the hole. But Jalen Williams, that
period of time, the only one hitting free throws. So
he was. The period of time where Alabama took the lead, he scored 8 points, 8 of 9 points for Arkansas. He got some back down, jump hooks, and a variety, a layup and a couple of free throws in there. And I thought his defensive rebounding, when Arkansas was taking control of the game, there were some one-and-out sets for Alabama where it was contested rebounds, but Williams got them. And he got about 3 or 4 in a row. He had a phenomenal game. And when you see him, he's smiling on the court after one of those scores. He had his tongue out, and he was just so happy. He is a huge plus for this Razorback team, and he's getting better and better.
Yeah, you bring up the lack of flow in the game last night. A lot of fouls called, but it was really a game where you had a lot of three-point attempts on one end, a lot of dribble penetration going to the rack on the other end. That really forced. I thought it was a game that forced a lot of decisions to have to be made with the guys with the whistles last night. There's a lot of contact. I thought for two teams that are statistically as good as they are defensively, there was just a lot of plays where they forced the officials to make a decision on the play.
They really did. A lot of block charge things. Herb Jones, he drew a couple of charges, I want to say, but he also got a couple. The one early in the second half, you could tell he was just trying to be very aggressive, but I think it was Moses who got in front of him, and I thought that was a legit charging call. And you're right. They put pressure. I mean, guys who were setting screens, were they moving right at the last second? There was some of that going on. I think there was an early foul call on Jaden Shackelford that was really a tone setter. He's trying to fight around the screen, I believe. And Devo Davis, I mean, he had to sit a bunch of minutes because he got 2 at the same time on the clock. He got a foul to stop the clock, and then he got a foul when they inbounded, and now he's on the bench for you. So one guy I do want to see get going is Desi Sills a little bit. He just seemed like he couldn't find his place in that game, and he can be such a benefit to Arkansas. Given the makeup of their roster, Desi could really add something.
Yeah, he hadn't scored in double digits, Tom, I believe, since the second Auburn game. So you're kind of waiting and ready for him to get back going. We're talking a little Arkansas basketball here with Tom Murphy on the Morning Rush. Tom, I thought also what was interesting about this game last night is heard Dykes and Ravitch touch on this. It was the biggest game of the night, not just for the SEC, but for college basketball. And for Arkansas to now be in sole possession of second place in the Southeastern Conference kind of speaks to this where this team was at one point 2-4 in conference, now 10-4. How much improvement have you seen in this 8-game SEC winning streak?
No, just tons of it. I think they're a better rebounding team. I think they take better shots. I think Justin Smith. Think about this: Connor Vanover was just kind of not in his element at the very beginning, but he did get one dunk, and it was Justin Smith who set him up with a dribble drive down the left baseline and drew help, and Connor was wide open, and he got him a dunk. Mm-hmm. Justin Smith is a difference maker. Jimmy Dykes pointed out early in the second half that he had 1 point, and that he's got to be more of a impact guy. And now he had, I think, 6 rebounds at that point, but he had a spell kind of with Jalen Williams where he had a putback on a Moses Moody missed layup. He had a dunk on that loose ball scramble that Tate fed to him, and he had some big rebounds late in the game too. So there's just what I love about the team is there's just so many different guys who could rise up on a given night. We pointed it out with Ethan Henderson and Jalen Williams, and Moses is kind of always there. But guys like Devo Davis could have monster games. So you're right. It was the national game of the night. All the foul calls notwithstanding, it was good entertainment for the people.
Tom, when did Musk start calling you Murph? I've never heard anyone call you Murph. And he said, was that the first time last night that you've been referred to as Murph?
It may be, but I think what he was doing is he could see on my little square on the Zoom call that it says Murphy on it.
Okay.
And that's probably where he picked that up. And, that's one of the great things about Eric Musselman is he has a way of connecting. He addresses the people who ask him questions by their names, and he knows the whole cast of characters who cover the Razorbacks, and it helps endear him to the media and in another way to the fans.
Wasn't that the name of the stadium in San Diego, the Murph? So
the Murph, it was.
He's
turned into Qualcomm.
Yeah.
But I did go by. A lot of people called me Murph in college and high school. My buddies did.
There you go.
I was cool with it.
Yeah. So Arkansas, obviously, with another huge game Saturday. This was a big week. You did exactly what you had to do. You couldn't go 0 for 2. You've now got the big win over Bama. It seems like you just want to go ahead and finish this thing off, obviously, and more or less lock down second place with a win Saturday. Another huge game with LSU. Not the rankings, maybe not the national implications, but for league standings, this is a meaningful game.
Yeah, it really is. And it's to me, it's good LSU, bad LSU. And I talk about it with you guys a lot. And it was bad LSU at Georgia the other night. So they've had an extra day to prepare. They've had some phenomenal games recently where they've shot 56% and things like that. I think Arkansas is a team that bothers, like that LSU gets up for. And so I think we're going to see the best of Javonte Smart and Darius Days and their veterans. And then, of course, what they're going to do, they're going to find a way to try to keep Cameron Thomas from killing them in this game. So it's going to be fascinating to see what they game plan for to try to defend LSU, because if you try to control Cam Thomas, then Javonte Smart will drive and try to get to the hole and dish to people. So I'm expecting a whale of a game, and Arkansas has to watch out for this. They just reached this super huge high.
Yep.
Can they recreate that and play near to this capacity on Saturday?
Can you move this one behind you? All right, last one. We'll let you go. Is this team peaking right now? Is there still better basketball ahead? Or, what is the ceiling for this team as far as performance?
I think there could be. I mean, think about last night. Moses did not have a good shooting night. Now, I'm not looking at his stats now, but he did not have a good
3 for 12.
Night. Yeah, Desi Sills didn't really contribute at all. Vance Jackson didn't play, and he's a guy who can come in and stab you with 2 or 3 3-pointers. So, and then Connor Vanover did not have a good night. So I think, and obviously all those guys can't get 20, 22 minutes in a game, along with the other dudes. But I think that there's a improved level of play that Arkansas can get, no question.
Tom, we appreciate your time as always, buddy. Real quick, what's your favorite type of chili before we let you go? Forgot to ask that.
I'm just going to say my wife's chili. I'm
Yeah,
not a
good
huge
answer.
chili fan, but in the winter I do enjoy it. And Kay makes spectacular chili.
Well, Mrs. K, your chili is appreciated. Tom, your effort here on the Morning Rush is also appreciated. We'll talk Monday, buddy.
Yeah, we'll talk some baseball on Monday too, man, because those dudes are getting it done as well. See y'all.
Back at it today with baseball. We, in the aura of the win last night, haven't spent nearly enough time as they play Southeast Missouri State home opener later today. Hey, do you need a COVID-19 test? Natural State Laboratories has you covered with a new drive-in location in Fort Smith. They've got ones in Hot Springs, Little Rock, also in Northwest Arkansas as well. Bring your driver's license and your insurance card. You don't need a doctor's note. You don't need a doctor's order to go take the test, and it's free to you. There's no out-of-pocket expense to you. It's either covered by the CARES Act or your insurance. And the best thing with Natural State Laboratories, they get it done quick. They got a friendly staff, but they have their own lab. So you get the results tomorrow. There's nothing worse than having one of these COVID tests. You haven't felt good. You're not sure, and you got to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 days sometimes to get the results. Not with Natural State Laboratories. You get it the next day. All right, testing today between 8 and 1 every Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Community Bible Church, 9201 Dallas Street in Fort Smith, and they'll get you the results the very next day. Natural State Laboratories, healthcare providers available and ready to help you with COVID testing.
Really quick, want to run through some Hog news. Alex Collins has been re-signed by the Seattle Seahawks, kind of where it all started for him in the NFL. Tommy referenced the SEMO series started today. Caleb Bolden's going to get the start tonight, and then it's going to be the same rotation as last week. Zeb Vermillion Friday, Payne Paulette Saturday, and Lael Lockhart Sunday. And that's kind of curious because you were wondering if Connor Noland and Patrick Wicklander were going to start. Doesn't look to be the case. And then Matt Goodhart has been cleared to play. Looks like he's going to be playing this weekend. They still had to go through workouts yesterday, but I would anticipate him being able to play this weekend.
All right, we're going to give away some tickets for the game today coming up.
Cool.
Got a couple extra tickets here. We'll give away a pair of tickets before the show's over today.
Cool.
So hang around for that.
All right, Robbie in San Diego, you're up next, buddy, here on the Morning Rush. Want to talk a little Arkansas basketball? Go ahead and do it, my brother. Got about a minute and a half.
That's all good. I'm not going to take that long. Hey, first of all, Qualcomm's being torn down, so the Murph no longer stands here in San Diego. Secondly, hey, great win last night. Hey, the biggest thing, I think the improvement from this team was at the beginning of the season, we settled for a lot of outside jump shots. You could see the restraint that's been emphasized by Musk and the staff saying, hey, take a quality shot. Getting to the line by getting fouls is the way that you have to win games in the NCAA tournament. You settle for threes, you end up living and dying by the three, and that's exactly what happened to Alabama last night. That's what happened to LSU against Georgia. And that's the mark of a team that has to get hot in the win. You can be more consistent by driving the ball in the paint and making the officials blow the whistle. That's exactly what the Arkansas did last night. It's exactly why this has the making of a team that you don't want to face in the NCAA tournament. Winning with defense is the way that Arkansas has always been able to, convert these really tight games in the 90s. And I'm seeing a lot of the same things now with Musselman's approach with saying, you know what, guys, forget the three-pointer. Let's go drive it to the paint, make the official blow the whistle, and let's execute at the line. Alabama fans were complaining about, the disparity in three-pointer in the free throws. Well, that's going to happen when you're jacking up 33 threes, and we only take 13. So at the end of the day, this is a dangerous team. I wouldn't want to play Arkansas right now. I think the ceiling is about a 4 seed because of the weak non-conference schedule, but I definitely tell you I would not want to play us come March Madness in Indianapolis.
It's a good way to put it, Robbie. We
Smart
appreciate
call.
your call. Good reference, and they were getting to the rack at will last night.
He's exactly right. Drive to the hole, force him to make a decision, foul or no foul, and there was a lot of fouls called last night because they were fouls. That's why. Hey, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. Ty's dad's going to spend the weekend
He will
at
be there.
Gaston's. Going to be looking at that beautiful White River, enjoying great meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all available inside their restaurant that overlooks the White River. Just an awesome place to kick back and they're just going to relax and unwind, right?
Eat their fill.
Oh,
They've heard nothing but good things.
Your minutes from Mountain Home if you want to run into town for some stuff. But, hey, I'm telling you, Gaston's has everything right there on site that you need. You can bring stuff if you like to cook while you're away on vacation. Many of their cabins and lodges have kitchens. Many of them have fireplaces as well, which is perfect this time of year. Make a trip to Gaston's. Get one of their fishing guys to show you what it's all about on the White River, too. Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Y'all are more important right now to the public than you've ever been, and just keep up the good work. We enjoy the banter and the jokes and the carrying on. It's just a blast.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
So open for your dining pleasure. Just call for reservations. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Have you ever been to River City Bistro for a brunch on the weekends? Every Saturday and Sunday. River City is open at 10 a.m. with a special brunch menu. Eggs and omelets any way you like. Premium bacon, sausage and ham, waffles, eggs Benedict, and a great drink menu featuring mimosas, Bloody Marys, and all your brunch favorites. We will see you for brunch every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. at River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names. And tractors that weigh more, do more. Visit your local TYM dealer to see how they can upgrade your productivity. See Bush Tractor at 7301 South Zero in Fort Smith or log on at bushtractor.com.
Are your real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Come try out the new Coper Radex woods and irons or the tailor-made Sim 2 woods and irons at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Spend some time on the putting green and try out a great selection of Scotty Cameron putters. In stock now, tailor-made TP5s or the Callaway Super Soft golf balls. Need a push cart? Choose from Sun Mountain, Rovic, or Click Gear. As always, don't forget to check Facebook for daily specials. The best place for all your golfing needs. The Golf Nut, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Now bring it back out. Here's Washington on the drive.
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
The only thing that I watch on Facebook is the Morning Rush. That's it.
I don't think anyone's jumping the gun on last night's 81-66 win. I don't think anyone's overdoing it. I didn't come in wearing my Arkansas 1994 national championship shirt this morning.
What is that you're wearing? It has the whole bracket on there.
My 1994
exactly.
Arkansas. Now, I don't think they're going to go to the national championship this year.
I don't know that this is a Final Four team, but I'm gaining a lot of confidence. This is a team.
Just an Elite Eight team.
That could be in that second weekend. It's about the draw. I mean, it's really about, can you get an upset opposite your bracket? Can you just get the right matchups that work for you?
North Carolina got spanked by someone last night, Marquette, and it's funny.
With a losing record, Marquette.
Steve Wojciechowski, who played at Duke, 0-4 against North Carolina as a player, finally gets a win as a coach last night. And Roy Williams had this to say. He said, Tommy, last night, he said, if I would have known that we were going to lose, I wouldn't have scheduled the game. Come on. And then he said,
someone asked a very dumb question.
And then he was like, North Carolina fans aren't that stupid. Yeah. So are you saying they're stupid?
Well, no. The question that was asked to him, the way it was phrased, was stupid.
Yeah.
And you can find it on Twitter. In fact, you can find it on my Twitter account, at TommyCraftESPN, because I retweeted, dumb questions get answers like these.
Yeah.
There was a dumb question asked to Roy Williams. What do you say to the North Carolina fans that say you shouldn't have scheduled this game? Well, of course, if I'd have known, he said, if I thought I could beat the Lakers, I'd have scheduled them.
Yeah.
That was a great response.
Funny retort. We got two callers coming up. You want to get in here, 877-377-6963.
Hey, real quick, we'll talk to all my fishing buddies out there. If you're getting ready for springtime and some fishing weather or just some nice days you can get out, the #1 volume lure at Pradco out of their 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. It's #1 for a reason. They make them by the millions in their Fort Smith facility. They sell them all over the world. It's an Arkansas product that you can tie on and have some fun with. The Baby Shad is without a doubt #1 when it comes to soft plastic crappie lures, and you'll find it everywhere. It's a great on a light jig head or underneath the float, and it's very productive. It's just as productive. You'll find as live bait. You can find them at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. It's the Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
Let's go to the land of the Golden Arrows out in Lavaca, Arkansas. Welcome in Carl this morning. Carl, your thoughts on last night's performance?
Well, first off, we got one heck of a basketball team. Rewind to about a month ago after we just got spanked by 31, and we're in the process of being down 19 versus Auburn. You wouldn't have been. I would have laughed at you'd have told me that we were about to bust off 8 in a row in conference. And so, my next point is we got ourselves one heck of a basketball coach, and I hope he doesn't leave anytime soon, because we took Alabama straight up out of their game plan. It's a run and go team, runs a dribble drive, shoots a lot of threes. Arkansas out-physicaled them last night, and it seems like the trend over the past few years, or not to knock Mike Anderson or anything like that, and it seems like this in football, which I hope it changes, but every time Arkansas has a big game to kind of put ourselves in a better spot, either for the postseason or for just to move up in the SEC West conference standings, we haven't really come through. And we've come through at Mizzou this year, and last night taking care of business at home against Bama, really ruining their chances of the 1 seed and giving us a better chance, I think, possibly be a 5 seed. And so, lastly, I know I'll keep the short because I got another caller, but 5 guys in double figures, you're not going to lose a whole lot of games doing that. And yeah, we might have missed 16 free throws, but getting in the line as much as we did, hitting 27 of them, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And when you can keep their free throws down, and Moses Moody stepped up big time last night. That's a big time player making big time plays. I want to hear y'all's thoughts on if we could possibly be a 5 seed depending on how he finished out the season in the SEC tournament.
Carl, appreciate the call. Let's think about Arkansas basketball in a nutshell for a sec. It's been a team effort since the Eddie Sutton days. You think about the triplets. You think about Moncrief, Delph, and Brewer Sr. Move on. You think about the second set. You think about, and this is under Nolan, Todd Day, Lee Marbury, Oliver Miller. Then move on to Corliss, Scotty, that group. It was never one guy. It was a core of guys. And this basketball team, what's been refreshing it's been a number of guys. Moses got 20-plus last night. Didn't have a great night shooting 3 for 12, but filled it up from the free throw line. You have Jalen Williams, career high. You have a bunch of guys that consistently step up and score. Alabama, Tommy, is the second best defensive team efficiency in college basketball. You hung 81 on them last night. 81. Second best defensive unit efficiency-wise in college basketball. And they didn't know what to do last night against you at all.
Because of the way they played defense, though, and the way Arkansas was driving, they put Arkansas on the line 43 times. Arkansas had 27 of those 81 at the free throw line. We talked about Moses Moody, 16 of 19, which also should give Jalen Williams credit. He was 5 of 7 last night. But Arkansas as a whole did not shoot very well from the free throw line, just 62%.
Mm-hmm.
So if that number's more on the norm of 75 or 80%, this game's not even close at the end if the game is played the same way. So Bama's defense created a lot of points for Arkansas last night, just putting Arkansas on the line, particularly Moses Moody.
Let's go to the land of the Red Hawks out in Nemo Vista as we welcome in Sterling in Center Ridge to the program this morning. Sterling, what you think about last night's performance, brother?
Oh, I enjoyed I agree with the previous call on the game plan. I thought that should have been a game plan going into the game. Drive the ball, go inside, and kick out to square up, wide open threes instead of dribbling around behind your back and shooting step back threes. The game, people always talk about the game's changed. The game hasn't really changed. It only changed for people like Steph Curry, somebody shooting 40% from three-point range. The goal at the beginning when Rick Pitino started this years ago was to shoot 33%, because 33% from three-point range equals as much as 50% from two-point range. But when you get to shooting 40%, now you're winning the game. And then you get your layups in there and hit your free throws, you can potentially blow a team out if you continue to play hard-nosed defense. So I thought that was great. But it must be pointed out that we had a favorable whistle last night. Now, if this was reversed, I'd be very pissed off this morning if I was Alabama. So, if I'm going to point out the times when I think we got robbed, like North Carolina a few years ago when we should have been won that game, should have went to the Sweet 16, Auburn in football this year, you have to also point out when you got a favorable whistle. And I know we was going to the hole, and I know they did commit fouls, but it was lopsided, and it was lopsided in our favor this time. I thought the refs did a bad job. It just so happens that it was in my favor this time.
Tell me why you think they did a bad job last night.
Oh, I thought Alabama didn't get the same calls on their end that we were getting on our end when they did drive to the basket.
Alabama, 4 different times fouled 3-point shooters for Arkansas, block charge.
Yeah.
I thought a lot of these people were griping about the volume of the foul calls, the number of fouls. But when you have runovers in the paint, you got people knocking down 3-point shooters. Alabama did that, and then two technicals for them. They kept doing things that were obvious. These were not plays that the officials could pass on last night.
I agree with that.
But they were fouls.
I'm just saying that we did. I'm just saying we did our share.
Yeah,
I'm just saying we did our share. That's all I'm saying.
Sterling, before we let you go, you got to finish this conversation one way. Finish it with your tagline, bud.
Oh, and that's the truth.
There we go, Sterling. Appreciate it, buddy. Listen, here's the deal. We can say, Arkansas got the whistle last night. In football and basketball, since you have joined the SEC, you have gotten one call in one game outside of last night. 95 Lunny. That's it. You don't get a call against Alabama ever in football.
I thought the game was pretty obvious last night. They shot threes. You drove to the hole. It wasn't the same game on both ends. That's not hard to grasp for you or me or anybody. There's a lot of comments on Twitter because that's obviously what happened. There's not fouls to call when they're going to come down and jack threes, and that's what Bama did.
I'll say Petty got fouled twice on both rim attempts where he got the technicals on that.
I did not think that was a foul.
Which one? The second one?
The second one where he came from Alabama. He came from back underneath, and that the replay clearly showed that it was blocked. So I don't think there was a foul on that play.
He got blocked by the rim, but the dude, I think it was Justin Smith that hit him. He got hit twice.
You're not going to call the foul coming from back underneath the rim like that. So
I don't know. You never get any calls against Alabama. If you want to moan and complain, and
I don't understand. Arkansas got every advantage on the stats sheet for free throws and fouls last night. and Arkansas fans still griped. Beyond me.
That's what we do, man. All right, Richard Davenport coming up here on the Morning Rush Recruiting Thursday. It's also National Chili Day. Got some Arkansas basketball and that to talk about next.
The best deals on hot tubs and endless pools in Fort Smith and Northwest Arkansas is at Burton Pools and Spas. Achieve your health and wellness goals in 2021 with a fantasy spa starting at just $28.95 with 28 selections to choose from. Or the endless pool fitness systems. They give you boundless fitness with swimming year-round. Delivered, installed, and ready to use from Burton Pools and Spas. Burton Pools and Spas in Fort Smith and in Northwest Arkansas. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
At any of the Clay Maxey companies, it's just an easy, customer-centered experience. We wanted to make it a one-stop shop, so we added Kawasaki and Can-Am and Hustler and Worldline. It's really been a nice add for us. We provide full service. We're doing pickup and delivery. We were able to add the Vexus line, which is a premier bass boat line. We want to make it easy. We want you to visit us at any of the Clay Maxey companies. Clay Maxey Ford and Harrison, Berryville, Motorsports, Marine, or Clay Maxey NWA.
So, you upgraded to the elevated ride of the 2021 Toyota Highlander.
New Highlander, Mr. D?
Yeah, figured it was time for something nicer, more refined.
Look at this thing. I mean, that moonroof is pretty sweet.
It's extremely stylish.
That's not all. As you can see, it has leather seats, dual-zone climate control,
and comes with all the latest tech.
And Android Auto. Check out this 12.3-inch touchscreen. Great for navigation, hands-free communication, music.
Awesome.
The Highlander also has loads of space and even a third-row seat.
Did I see 5 USB ports?
You sure did, buddy.
Perfect place for your daughter's new boyfriend.
This is so embarrassing.
Elevate every ride in the new 2021 Highlander.
Get $1,500 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a new 2021 Highlander L for only $279 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and end 3/1/21.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late-model, low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now, you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
There's an old saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Hi, this is Scott at Calico County. 2021 is here, and no doubt a lot has changed in the last year. But something that has stayed the same is Calico County's award-winning food. Great portions that are fresh and always cooked from scratch. Something that we have changed is improved curbside service for those of you that don't want to fight the crowds. And of course, we will never change those great cinnamon rolls that everyone loves. So for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, it's Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue, behind Randall Ford.
A chicken wing is just a flavor missile covered in awesomeness. And at Buffalo Wild Wings, we're locked and loaded with 26 sauces and seasonings aimed right at your face. So whether you're gearing up for the sweet tang of honey barbecue, Magma Hot Blazing Carolina Reaper, or new zesty lemon pepper sauce, get ready, because your mouth's in the blast zone. 26 sauces and seasonings at Buffalo Wild Wings.
At Franco Furniture for the month of February, Franco Furniture is ready to deal on cash or finance sales. Just come on in and tell us you heard this ad on ESPN 95.3 and receive huge discounts. Franco Furniture stands behind our furniture with service after the sale and carry as many made-in-the-USA brands as possible. We are family-owned and offer in-store no-credit check financing. Franco Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself, that's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
Save up to $10,000 off on remaining 2020 Ford F-150s at Harry Robinson Salasol Ford. Harry has a great selection of trucks, up to $10,000 off while they last. The 2020 Ford Mustangs have got to go. Lots of colors to choose from, and up to $5,500 off. And the 2020 Ford Edge Titanium, over $8,500 off, only $34,575. The 2020s must go at Harry Robinson Salasol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off 540 in Salasol.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
An increase in the clouds. Our chance of rain will be pretty widespread across the south today. Our high this afternoon into the low 50s. We're looking at a chance of a few rain showers tonight, maybe a little light snow across the north. Overnight lows in the low 30s north, upper 30s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Former Razorback and Super Bowl champion Brett Good joins the Morning Rush every Wednesday at 7:20. Join us as we talk special teams, NFL, and what's going on with Razorback football. You're listening to the Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
That was an unbelievable performance. Listen, you know how many teams in the country can come back when they go up like that to start the half? You took their bullet and you just kept plugging away. We had so many guys contribute tonight. Three, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but they ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is the Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic.
With Ty Richardson.
Hi, guys. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Recruiting Thursday here on the Morning Rush. We'll get into a couple of questions with our guy, Richard Davenport, coming up. If you have any, just send them in. 877-377-6963.
Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. They have the best deals on hot tubs in the River Valley and in Northwest Arkansas. 28 different models to choose from at Burton's, so you can check those out, save money right now. Get the one you want and get on the list, because some of these from Hot Springs have been so popular over the last 12 months that out of stock. They've got new ones on the way. Going to be a little time, so if you're planning that backyard project for spring and summer, get to Burton's now and get exactly what you want. Also, the complete fitness, endless pool fitness systems are available. You can swim year-round, get daily fitness in your complete endless pool, so you'll love it from Burton Pools and Spas. See those in Hot Spring Spas at Burton Pools and Spas against Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com.
Richard, I want to start with some football questions this morning. I know Andrew Chambly put out his top 7 list, some big-time schools in there. You got a chance to talk with him recently. What's the latest you've been hearing about the 4-star 2022 offensive lineman out of Maumelle?
Well, ever since Coach Pittman and staff showed up, I think things started trending in a different direction with Andrew, and I think that's obviously still continuing right now. And when he announced the top 7 the other day, it wasn't surprised Arkansas was one of those schools. So obviously a very talented young man, a 4-star prospect who has an impressive offer list and is down to 7 impressive schools. But I like where Arkansas is with him right now.
One of the national guys for 24/7 Sports, Steve Wiltfong, he put in his crystal ball in yesterday, Richard, for Isaiah Santanga. You might have to help me out with that, kid out of Fayetteville. This is intriguing to me because last year the Aggies get Drayden Norwood, Trey Norwood's cousin. He ends up at Texas A&M. Now there's potential for you to lose the number 1 recruit in your state to Texas A&M. Is that going to be a problem for Sam Pittman and Arkansas moving forward?
Well, when you get some kids out of a particular state that you normally haven't in the past, that does get the attention of other kids from that state. So Drayden Norwood was somewhat of a surprise because he initially was a silent commitment to Arkansas, and then he flipped obviously to the Aggies. Isaiah, obviously he just moved here a couple years ago with his dad, who's an assistant coach. Track coach at Arkansas, was in Austin for a good amount of time. So, he hasn't been born and raised here like maybe Drayden has, but you're going to lose some, and especially Texas A&M, where there's a lot of jokes about them and all that, but Texas A&M's got a lot of money. Their facilities are top notch, and last year they obviously had a very good season, and they seem to be trending in the right direction.
Richard, over the weekend you wrote about one of the top quarterbacks in the country that Arkansas is recruiting. M.J. Morris has over 30 offers, plays at Atlanta Pace Academy, I think is what your article said. Tell us more about him. This was someone that you wrote about this. The Chad Morris staff had offered. Now Arkansas is back in, and Kendall Browse trying to develop that relationship.
Yeah, M.J. Morris, like you said, 6'2", 195 pounds, a four-star quarterback according to ESPN, number 6 dual threat quarterback according to ESPN in the country, and a top 60 prospect nationally in the 22 class. Like you said, Chad Morris, I started communicating with MJ when he was a freshman, so it was kind of easy to pick up a relationship with him after talking to him since he was a freshman, because Chad Morris in Arkansas was the first Power 5 school to offer him a scholarship as a freshman. And I looked back then, and I just remember looking at his film, and I was thinking, this guy is a freshman. So some guys, when they're young, you project them, and you think that, okay, this guy is physically gifted, really has a lot of great possibilities, and can be a big prospect in the future. But you knew it. I knew as soon as I saw him, just his composure, just the way he handled himself, his arm strength, his ability to make things happen as far as with his legs. You knew he had a chance to be special, and as going into his senior year, he obviously has that. But Kendall Browse has done a very good job of developing a relationship. He even said he could see himself in the Arkansas quarterback room, which is pretty strong statement. And he told his parents that. So I think that even makes you feel a little bit better. I mean, that wasn't a casual statement by him. It's something that he told his parents. And he comes from a great family, very, very mature kid. I can see why he's still very successful a few years later, and he's going to be successful in college because he's got his stuff together.
Hey, since we visited last, Little Rock Parkview's running back James Joyner reduced his scholarship or his list down to like 8 schools. Arkansas was one of those. He had like 25-plus offers. 3-star running back, Little Rock. We talk about more in-state talent. Tell us more about James Joyner, who has kept the Razorbacks amongst the schools he's still looking to go to.
Yeah, he's a bigger back, about 6 foot, 215, very explosive. Didn't play the previous year because of an injury, but this year he had a good season, and he's got more than 25 offers. Usually, guys will have 15 to 20 offers, in-state guys, but he's really kind of blown up. But like you said, narrowed his list, and Arkansas was one of them, along with Florida State, Missouri, and several others. But I like where Arkansas is with him. We talked about Isaiah maybe not being a Razorback. We don't know that just yet, but I like where Arkansas is with James and Andrew Chamblee.
Richard, before we let you go, big-time win for the Arkansas basketball program last night, 8 straight SEC wins. How much of an impact is this winning streak, this national attention, helping Arkansas basketball in recruiting right now?
Well, and talking to a major 22 prospect that Arkansas is trying to land, the other night, JoJo Hunter, he's definitely paying attention to what Arkansas is doing. And on top of what they do as far as just the recruitment of kids, and then because they're so aggressive and they stay in touch with the kids, and then on the basketball court be so successful and look so good and be one of the hottest teams in the nation. And then last night, obviously, beat the number 6 team in a convincing fashion. Hey, that gets your attention, especially because we said it so many times. A lot of these young men that are being recruited by Arkansas in football and basketball, especially in since we're talking about basketball, Arkansas really hasn't done anything big time, really in a lot, 20-something years in basketball. So these kids don't know what Arkansas tradition is in basketball. They know that they're a pretty good program, but they don't realize that at one time Arkansas was an elite program. And when you're able to show that you can compete and beat the best of the best and go on a hot streak like this, that gets the attention of the kids. And the parents, a lot of the parents already know that Arkansas was an elite school at one time. Obviously, they don't.
Richard, we appreciate it, buddy. Good conversation this morning. Excited to get some tidbits on this Arkansas football and basketball recruiting stuff, and we'll do it next Thursday, my man.
We'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Hey, by the way, RD, National Chili Day today, so make sure you get himself some chili today.
All right, we'll do it, man. We'll do it.
Got to sneak that food line in with you.
Hey, I don't have any problem with that. We could do a food segment. I would be all in.
All
right, Richard.
Enjoy some chili.
Yeah. Good stuff as always. Hey, we're brought to you this morning by Razorback Camper Sales. Spring camping season, it's almost here. Huge selection of travel trailers, fifth wheelers, and pop-ups at Razorback Camper Sales. They offer full prep and setup, no extra cost. You can leave a lot, start camping immediately. Access to the best service department and parts department in the state. They've been doing this for over 50 years now. It's show season right now. Go see them this weekend at the Bowdoin RV Show in Hot Springs, February 26th through the 28th. That is Razorback Camper Sales. We will get into some more Arkansas basketball coming up. I do want to touch on this real quick. Some baseball tidbits for this weekend.
Yeah.
Matt Goodhart looks like he's going to be back for SEMO this weekend. He got cleared, is what Dave told us yesterday. Going to kind of see how he handles workouts, but I would anticipate, Tommy, him playing this weekend in the DH spot. It's going to be interesting where they move Brady Slavens and just kind of reorchestrate this baseball lineup.
Yeah, Slavens doesn't seem to be a bat you could take out of the lineup.
Man, he was raking in those first 3 games. Good grief.
And, we talk about all the pitching options. It seems like Dave's got good defensive and offensive options as well, guys that can go to the plate and get the job done. So I think you'll see some names we haven't seen. This should be a series on your non-conference schedule early that you can evaluate some guys that maybe we didn't see last weekend because the opportunity didn't present itself.
Yeah, speaking of guys you didn't see last weekend, you were wondering if Connor Nolan, Patrick Wicklander were going to start. They're not. So you got Caleb Bolden going night 1 Thursday. And then it's going to be the same that you saw this past weekend. Zeb Vermillion Friday night, Payne Paulette Saturday night, Lael Lockhart on Sunday night. We surprised by I think we'll see those dudes play. You'll see the lefty, and then you'll see the Greenwood native.
Yeah.
But not starting.
You hope that this is exactly what we've been told. They've just been beat out by these other guys because, we feel like Connor Nolan and Patrick Wicklander have some really good stuff. We saw it on display, particularly the year before, but, we didn't see much of 2020. But we think back to 19. You almost think it's a lost year last year. There was, 14 games or whatever. So it just kind of tells you how good these other guys are. And it's kind of surprising, though. You think, well, the upperclassmen, the players that have been in this system, been with Dave longer, they're going to win these starting roles. Well, apparently, from everything we're reading, everything we're hearing, they've just been passed.
Last headline for you as far as Hog News is concerned. Seahawks re-signed Alex Collins. I'm happy to see him back in a Seahawks uniform.
Yeah, he gets to go back where it kind of all began, and so good to see him get another year in his career. These running backs don't always get these extra years here at the end, so good to see Alex get that.
A lot of good stuff going in the Bud Light Seltzer Morning Rush podcast today. Make sure you're subscribing for that. All right, it's hour number 3 of the Morning Rush. Let's talk some Arkansas basketball. I know that proactive and just for men aren't going to do a lick of show prep today. So here's your show prep, boys. This is what I came up with, the new theme song for the Magic Must Bus.
Seatbelts, everyone!
Must. 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 Must.
Such a fine thing to do. So strap your bones right to the seat. Come on in and don't be shy. Just to make your day complete. You might get baked into a pie.
Must.
Step inside, it's a wild ride. Come on, right on.
Must.
Takes you back to your childhood, doesn't
It's
it?
really hard to blend in Must with Magic. I didn't want it to be dead silent underneath. You can still hear the Magic, but everyone seems to be hopping on the Magic Must Bus, especially in this 8-game winning streak. And there was people, I don't know if it was by the truckload, that were jumping off. And listen, it was cause for concern. Just be real. This team was 2-4. The NCAA tournament was sitting there in doubt, and then they reeled off 8 straight SEC wins. Now, you're sitting in a spot where if you beat LSU on Saturday, you haven't been watching college basketball this week, it's been a blank show. And you know what word goes in between that? There is a chance, I don't know what the percentage is, you could be a top 10 team by Monday. And do you know the last time that happened?
1995 would be
95.
Yeah.
You got to go all the way back to 1995 before you're an AP top 10. Now, LSU's
a lot of things have to happen, though. We're getting the cart in front of the horse.
LSU's a good basketball team. I mean, Watford, Days, Smart, Cam Thomas, who might win Freshman of the Year. We'll see. It'll probably come down between him and Moses, to be honest. It's going to be a fun basketball game. It's going to be high scoring like we saw last night.
Okay, so people were upset after Missouri, Bama, LSU just clocked you, just worked you earlier in the year, right? So now you've come back and you've beaten Missouri. You've gotten a chance to avenge all these. You beat Missouri on the road after they beat you soundly in your place. Obviously beat Bama last night. It'd be good to beat LSU in that way. All these losses that everyone was wringing their hands over and wondering, hey, is this the right fit? Is this the, that's where you were in January. Well, you'd avenge all 3 of those, and that would be satisfying, I am sure, to this staff and these coaches to basically no one else in this league has beat you that you didn't beat as well.
Poppy Hog chimes in our Periscope. Always Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch is where you can watch the Morning Rush.
Yeah. I guess Tennessee would be the one you won't have a shot at.
Yeah, it's kind of.
But they didn't beat you soundly. They beat you.
It was close.
It was a close game. But the 3 you got work, you got a chance to redeem yourself.
He says it's been a good week for Arkansas athletes, and he loves seeing Pittman out there with the Must Bus. If you didn't catch the video yesterday, you need to go to Arkansas. It was actually on Hunter Yurchek's Twitter. Him and Pittman and the video staff over there put together a video of them listening to Arkansas by Chris Stapleton, the jukebox. They passed out Whoppers yesterday to Arkansas students, and I got a text from several Morning Rush listeners who said they didn't just pass them out to students. I don't know if they just took them, even though they weren't really supposed to as students, but they managed to get their hand on a burger yesterday.
You may need Whoppers with cheese for Saturday to get the sweep this week. Or as it was suggested to me on Twitter, might just want to hand out corn dogs since you're playing LSU.
Listen, that's a fantastic idea.
We had Burger King involved last night, and you get Sonic involved. We'll just hand out a bunch of corn dogs on Saturday for the Bayou Bengals.
Speaking of Sonic, we'll get back into National Chili Day coming up. 99 cents chili cheese tots and fries.
Yeah.
That's going to be dangerous.
How many orders of that could you take down?
8, because I could do it with chili dogs. I could do 8. They're medium.
You could do 8, then SmackDown could do 4, 5, 3.
You going to take that, Matt?
How many could you? I mean, if you could do 8, then is it half?
What was that completely necessary?
What
was that necessary?
I'm just asking a valid question.
I'll say this. I don't think I'm the one that's poked the bear when it comes to the food conversation.
I have kept my mouth shut now. I've been doing my job.
You had your head down over there in the corner working, and I
was working.
I'm sorry.
Poking the bear.
Carry on.
Listen, if we need to pound some chili cheese fries and tots later today,
That's one way to eat chili.
we can have it.
How is the little
It's the medium order.
medium order?
So it's
99
it's
cents.
it's in the mini dog, like the not mini dogs, but the regular chili cheese dogs, not the conies.
I can handle that.
Yeah.
I can handle eight.
Get a nice little coney, nice little 99 center today. Just be off and running this morning, so that'll get us started.
Free plug for Sonic, I guess.
Yeah. Jeff and Jeff,
someone send them a bill.
Yeah, Jeff from Jeffco says to get on the Must Bus or get run over by it.
Yeah.
I was listening to some college basketball national people last night, and Seth Davis is one over at CBS Sports and The Athletic. It's hard because Arkansas basketball hasn't been back to the Nolan status, much less the Eddie status. You're just you're inching back that way, and people are always hesitant to fully believe a team's back. But people are starting to say Arkansas is the thing. They keep winning. They beat LSU on Saturday. You beat South Carolina on Tuesday, and you beat whatever SEC team that Mr. Sankey from up high bestows you. It's going to be a fun basketball team come March.
You know, there was conversation around Nate Oates and his contract extension got a raise to $3 million or so at Alabama. There's going to start being more conversation. Already some people on Twitter commenting, when's it time to extend and bump Eric Musselman? Now, I agree with the philosophy of you do that when the season is over. You wait and evaluate the whole thing. You don't react. But Alabama basketball is reaching heights this year they don't expect nor do they even think about. So
fifth preseason selection is where they're at
in the SEC. So I mean, Arkansas has exceeded expectations. The finances of everything right now make it difficult for what Yurichek can do. But hey, it'd be a lot more expensive to have that guy have a wandering eye. Talking about Musselman, and I imagine when the season's over, that conversation will happen.
You're all the way up at 16 on Kimball. Just got a text in here from Aaron in Dallas on that. That's wild to me how much you've flown up the ranks. This was a 10 seed at one point, and now Lenardi's talking about the win over Alabama might put you at a 5.
Yeah, he's talking about last night's win put you at a 5. I don't know that. Do you have to win the SEC tournament to get to a 4? I don't know. That's for the experts that really look at the analytics. But it seems like you just can't stub your toe. If you lose to LSU, that's one thing. You can't lose to South Carolina. You'll get into the SEC tournament. You just can't have bad losses at this point.
That's a good point. Yeah, LSU fun game on Saturday. Muss was talking about that last night. We'll talk that, and we'll talk some National Chili Day coming up.
Do you want to be a 5 seed though, or a 6 seed? Because that 12-5 matchup's always slippery.
Give me the 4 seed.
Give me the 4 seed.
Give me the 13 seed.
Well, give me the 1 seed if we're just going to get what we want for.
Yeah.
Hey, our friends at Southern Trading and Pond, corner of Towson and Phoenix in Fort Smith, are selling everything out to the bare walls. They are closing shop, and they want to get everything going. So if you need anything, they'll have, whether it's tools, whether it's musical instruments, a lot of things there. You can go buy and get the best deals. They're even selling the showcases and the fixtures. So everything must go. Stop by and make them an offer. Southern Trading and Pond at the corner of Towson and Phoenix in Fort Smith.
Coming up, we'll talk National Chili Day, a little Arkansas basketball on the Morning Rush, as well as Adam Sandler, Christopher McDonald, part of Happy Gilmore, went on Dan Patrick yesterday and, air quotes, greenlit Happy Gilmore 2, and we've already decided the Champions Tour. It's just what you call it. That's just what you do.
That's the sequel.
So we'll touch on the sequel coming up next and close out shop in a little bit.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Ty, you're one of the best up-and-coming young talents in the broadcasting industry. You really do your homework.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
You run a business and you need better wireless. 3 words, no more compromise. With the T-Mobile Business Advantage, you get the largest 5G network, award-winning customer support, and insanely great value. No trade-offs. Right now, get up to 90 days of unlimited free on business plans when you switch via bill credits. Stop in to find out more. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Complete port within 60 days. Customers over 50 gigabytes per month have lower speeds during congestion. Video at 480p unlimited on our network. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices coverage and plan details.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. The Fence Man recently built new gates for my existing fence. The whole process was easy, quick, and most importantly, affordable. Plus, 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit is now available with The Fence Man. If you need a new fence, gate, or anything that involves a fence, call The Fence Man, 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and your budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
The Golf Nut has a great selection of shoes arriving weekly. Choose from Nike, FootJoy, Echo, Under Armour, New Balance, Asics, Puma, and Adidas. While you're there, pick up a hat or check out the wide selection of apparel and accessories. Need golf balls? In stock now. The new tailor-made TP5s or the Titleist Pro V1 or Pro V1X golf balls. Check Facebook for daily specials and new arrivals. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Your #1 golf shop since 1994.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch, dinner, and brunch. Open 7 days a week, both on the heated patio and the cozy dining room. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 to 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. We make them by the millions in our facility in Fort Smith, and the Baby Shad is without a doubt the #1 soft plastic crappie lure in the U.S. Fish it on a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find it's as productive as live bait. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
Hey, grounds guys.
Hey, what?
How'd you like to mow my lawn?
You betcha. If you want your lawn professionally maintained, the Grounds Guys is your one-stop shop. The Grounds Guys will mow, trim, edge, blow away all the debris off your sidewalks and driveway, and keep your lawn the envy of the neighborhood all year long. Call 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-GUYS. Or go to groundsguys.com for all your lawn care needs in Northwest Arkansas and the Fort Smith area. The Grounds Guys. Leave the yard work to us.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Are you concerned about possible COVID exposure for you or your employees? Fort Smith has a new option for PCR COVID testing that is fast and accurate. Natural State Laboratories out of Little Rock has opened a PCR COVID drive-thru location in Fort Smith at Community Bible Church. PCR testing is the most sensitive, accurate test available, and results are available the next day. No appointment is necessary. Convenient COVID PCR drive-thru testing in Fort Smith is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday at Community Bible Church, located at 9201 Dallas Street.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Beard, Gafford, buckle up!
Oh, we've seen it before and we see it again.
Follow us on Twitter at Ty Sports Radio and at Tommy Kraft ESPN.
Welcome back into the morning rush. 81-66 win over the number 6 team in the country. I'll tell you what. There's 20,000 in Bud Walton. They beat them by 25 last night.
You could have put 25,000. I had more calls and text and Facebook messages and all these things for tickets yesterday than any game.
3 texts
yeah,
yesterday.
People wanting tickets. So, I mean, I had a bunch of them, too. Speaking of that, before this segment's up, let's give away a pair of baseball tickets for tonight's games. So we'll do that coming up here in just a minute. We'll open up the phone lines for a ticket giveaway. It's National Chili Day, River City Bistro. I don't know if they're having chili today or not. They have some great chili over there. I should have called and asked Bruce if we got chili. So wouldn't be surprised at all. But check out their Facebook page. They always, later this morning, will post their soups of the day. They have great chili. They always have the Italian wedding soup. And I always like stopping in for a sandwich and soup there. You can get a sandwich and a half sandwich and any of their soups on their Pick 2 for 10 menu at lunch. It's perfect. The egg salad sandwich, my wife's favorite is the chicken salad sandwich. You can get the club. You can get the grilled cheese, which is great when they have the tomato. So you can try any of that out. Of course, any of their great sandwiches you can have made up for you. The Reuben's the way to go as well. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers. Don't forget brunch this weekend. We'll have a little outdoor dining going on. It's going to be a great time to get to River City Saturday and Sunday for brunch beginning at 10. River City Bistro, online rcbistro.com. 7320 Rogers in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Let's go out to Northeast Arkansas and welcome in Mark, who's in Jonesboro. Mark, you're on the morning rush, man. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to call in and let you know that, even though it's been kind of referred to that maybe sometimes Arkansas games don't get paid much attention to over here, there's a lot of us over here that are well aware of what happened last night, and nobody bullied us into watching it. I mean, it was strictly a voluntary basis that we watched the game. So just wanted to make sure and get that pointed out. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the post-game comment that Muss was telling a story in postgame about Justin Smith had kind of come up to him earlier in the week when they were trying to find a game for the last minute. And, he basically said that, hey, we don't want to play a game just to play a game. We want it to be somebody that's basically worth our time. He said, if we can't find that, then let's just go ahead and plan for Alabama a little more.
Yeah.
I love the swagger. I think that's walking the fine line between having swagger and being arrogant. And I think you always see good teams that walk that fine line between swagger and arrogance. And I'm excited, guys. Tommy, I'm about your age, so I remember when every game was hyped like this game last night. And this is what I've been waiting on for, basically 25 years is to get back to this point to where every game is a major event and every game has the eyeballs of all the college basketball experts in the country on it. So it was a lot of fun. Now you just got to carry that momentum over and take care of business on Saturday against LSU. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the show.
Appreciate your call.
Thanks for the call.
And the reference he was talking about when Justin Smith or Eric Musselman said this of Justin Smith last night. He went and talked to the team, and Justin said, well, we don't want to play anyone unless they're competing for their conference or close to winning their conference. And you don't want to just a run-in-the-mill team that you schedule just to schedule, and that's, I think, what Justin was referring to. And what that did is give Tom Murphy credit for this, Arkansas now 12-0 this season when they've had 4 more days to game plan for an opponent. Alabama, unfortunately, got the brunt of that last night.
So good chance you'll play Missouri if you hold on to that 2 seed. Missouri right now, if the tournament began today, and based on yesterday's results, Missouri, I think, would be that 7 seed that matches up with Arkansas. So that's going to be tough. But Arkansas with 4 days to get ready for most likely Missouri. So that's a good stat for that first game of your SEC tournament. May not help you in the semifinals or the finals, but hey, everyone you're going to see, you're going to have tape on. You've played. It's going to be one of those situations where Arkansas is going to be well prepared.
And you just want to see them have some success down there in the NCAA tournament. All right, we'll get to the chili conversation coming up, but I do want to tell you about the potential of Happy Gilmore 2. Here's Adam Sandler and Christopher McDonald on Dan Patrick Yesterday.
Happy Gilmore 2, Sandman, has that been discussed?
It has not been discussed, but it certainly has been discussed on the internet. And believe me, that senior tour idea, it would be so amazing to go around with.
Are you both in? Sandman, can I greenlight this?
Yes, you can greenlight this. I don't know if we.
This just into the Dan Patrick Show. Happy Gilmore 2 has been green-lighted or lit or something like that. Chris, are you in?
Double in, yes. I would love to do it. Everybody's been screaming for it, like Adam said. And I just got to say, it would be a complete blast. The senior tour with us, too. Oh, my God.
Shooter and Happy at it again, it seems like. They hope that ends up coming to fruition. It's not just them talking the talk, but I would think that there would be a massive appetite for Happy Gilmore to the Champions Tour.
I don't know. Is Bob Barker still with us? I believe Bob Barker's still with us. We'll need him, and we'll need Vern Lundquist.
Bob Barker.
I think Bob is still with us. So can we get them into the sequel
Guess how old he is.
He's got to be in his 90s.
97.
You better hurry and shoot it soon.
I don't think
I don't know that Bob will make the next one.
Will there be a scene of him and Happy fight? I don't know if
I don't know if he can knock him out.
If Bob will be swinging. I just don't anticipate that.
All right, hey, we'll give away 1 set or 2 sets of tickets. 3 o'clock today, Arkansas SEMO. What do we want to do here? I got 2 pair here.
I got enough room on this. I got enough room on this piece of paper to write 2 names down.
Do you want anybody here want them? Or let's give them away.
Let's
give them away.
Dang, I was too late.
You want to go? You can go. 877-377-6963. These are great tickets behind the first base dugout. First 2 callers, we can text you the tickets. You don't even have to come get them.
There's one call coming up.
Text you the tickets, and you'll have them but you got to be able to go to today's game.
Gotta go. By the way, there's
home opener.
Garen's getting us on Facebook. He's an Alabama fan. He needs to take his L and go home. Just take your L and go home, Garen. You guys got beat by 15. It should have been a 25-point differential last night. All right, last seg coming up.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
This is former Arkansas quarterback Tyler Wilson, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling, silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900, and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
It's time to say goodbye to contacts, glasses, or bifocals with LASIK or Clear Lens Exchange by Volvision in Northwest Arkansas. Mention ESPN for $500 off your LASIK or Clear Lens Exchange procedure. A quick 15-minute procedure, easy 24-hour recovery no matter your age. Freedom from contacts and glasses is an option for you. Volvision, the official eye care providers of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Go Hogs!
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and your budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
When you want a beer, you go to a bar. When you want top shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars in an atmosphere befitting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items, including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites. Dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Introducing Budweiser Zero. 0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar. Full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero. 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
If you're looking for an all-you-can-eat destination, head to the Catfish Kitchen in Van Buren. Now serving family-style all-you-can-eat dinner. Catfish, chicken tenders, fried shrimp, fries, and all the fixins. All you can eat for only $22.95. Add crab legs for just $20 more. They still have the 2- and 4-piece dinners available. Head to the Catfish Kitchen in Van Buren. Now open Thursday through Saturday, 11 till 8. Sundays, 11 till 3. The Catfish Kitchen at the top of Logtown Hill, across from the police station in Van Buren.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late-model, low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now, you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Moses, 10 to shoot at the foul line. Underneath, Davis lays it in. Davis from Moody, Hogs by 1.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Brought to you by Breeden RV Center. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
That's what Pittman had on the jukebox when your chick busted in yesterday. He said, hey, we got to give out some Whoppers.
That was a great, whoever's idea that was, kudos to you.
Your check's going to win some kind of acting award on that, right?
He did a good job.
I love the part where Pittman had the Burger King crown.
Yes, sir. Puts the thing. They can be self-deprecating and have fun with themselves, and you appreciate that in an athletics director and a football coach. And we also appreciate you listening to the program, the Bud Light Seltzer Morning Rush podcast. We'll tell you about what's coming in it coming up.
All right, we're brought to you by United Welding Institute. Tomorrow's the day where they're having the big welding competition. High school seniors can get involved. You get at least $1,000 for being involved towards your total tuition cost at United Welding Institute. Whoever wins this competition tomorrow is going to get $10,000 for scholarship and to cover tuition at United Welding Institute. $6,000 for second, $4,000 for third, $2,000 for fourth place. So, hey, if you want to develop a trade, you want to learn how to weld, you want to find a new career and make thousands of dollars, United Welding Institute can help you do that. 479-968-3390. More details online at UnitedWeldingInstitute.com, or be like me in SmackDown. Just show up tomorrow for the free lunch because they're having lunch. They're having lunch tomorrow too with this deal. So.
They say there's no such thing as a free lunch,
Yeah,
but they
well,
obviously
I'm gonna test that.
They haven't obviously talked to United Welding.
All right, hang on real quick. Congratulations, our winners on the baseball tickets: Rick in Alma and Mark in Lowell. So Rick and Mark will be going to the game and enjoying that today. So we'll be doing more baseball ticket giveaways, but home opener today for the Razorbacks.
On the Morning Rush. That's what we do. We're givers here on the Morning Rush. All right, in case Proactive and Just for Men didn't hear this earlier, I'll play this again.
Seatbelts, everyone!
Must. 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 Must.
Such a fine thing to do. So strap your bums right to the seat. Come on in and don't be shy. Just to make your day complete. You might get baked into a pie on it.
Must.
Step inside, it's a wild ride. Come on, right on the
Must. Rate my artistic. Is that a 3, 4?
On a scale of 100, yeah.
On a scale of 100, I just want to make sure. We had a text
It's
in
a
earlier.
good idea. Yeah.
We had a text in earlier and forgetting the source.
We need to do a parody song about the Must Bus. I'm not, everybody said get on the Gus Bus, a while back talking about Malzahn. Well, that's
the Gus
different bus.
This is
this is a Greyhound here.
Yeah.
It's a Provost. Those are the high end ones. Yeah, the Provost. That's what we got here.
I need everyone, all you Arkansas fans, Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media platform you had, to tweet at every college basketball national media analyst and say, get on the Must Bus or get run over. just do your part today and the next couple days, especially if they find a way to beat LSU on Saturday, which
JT says is a solid 4. By the way,
I
gave you a 3. He gave you a 4. On a scale of 1,000, 1 to 1,000, that's about right.
I'll take a 4 out of 10. So I give it. The afternoon chowderheads aren't going to do a lick of show prep, so I just did 3 hours for.
Why are you trying to poke the bear there? Why are you rattling that cage today?
What cage? I haven't done anything. I mentioned about.
Of course, you are the punching bag many an afternoon there too. So
yeah, it's like what's the making fun of the youngest sports radio host in the state of Arkansas is low hanging fruit. Some would say that.
Is that still a thing?
What?
Yeah, I guess it is in your head. Being the youngest
by age, it technically on a technicality it still is.
Right.
Oh, because Jenkins is.
But is that a thing?
That's why
Does
we
that
hired.
matter?
It matters? What movie is that from? It matters to me. Like what? I don't remember what that's from. I'm trying to.
I think you just made up that movie line.
That movie reference.
Yeah. Well, you saw him beaming with pride when he said that, though, right?
Yeah, it's.
We had many others, and he said, "No, this guy that's a little bit older than me is absolutely not what we're going to hire."
That's the only reason I got the job.
That's the
only reason you got the job.
Well, because my
ageism.
qualifications
It was
are
ageism.
That's 2 years older. We got a chance to talk a little football, basketball recruiting with Richard Davenport. He gave some updates on James Joyner, Andrew Chambly, MJ Morris, the 4-star course, and then
that name Morris kind of gives you the shivers though, real quick. Morris, he better be good.
What is he? So Chandler's at TCU.
He's not at OU. Did he leave OU?
Yeah, he traded.
Okay, that's right.
He is at TCU, right? I'm not
TCU,
hammered.
yeah,
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I just remember him scoring in that OU game.
McKenzie is working for North Texas. Paul is still back in Mrs. Paul. I should say Mrs. Paul out of respect is back in Dallas because she never came to Arkansas.
Did she go to Auburn? Was she ever on the plains?
That's a good question.
Did she do a load of laundry, as the phrase was posed one night? Did she actually do a load of laundry?
It's a great question to ask.
In the state of Alabama.
I truly don't know. But we had a good conversation with RD a little earlier. But now it's time for what we really need to get back into, and that is National Chili Day here on the Morning Rush. Now, we have about 25 text messages that we'll go through. So if we miss out on one of your texts, y'all, it's not because it's spite. It's not because we're being mean. It's because we have gotten so many responses this morning when it comes to this conversation. It's funny, Tommy. Anytime we bring up a food conversation that's relevant to the day topic, it always seems to go
all right, so
and produce a lot of text.
You've asked the question, your favorite kind of chili. I want to change the question a little bit.
Okay.
Because either you have chili with beans or no beans, or you could put a different meat in there. All right.
I'm on the no beans train.
And I have jumped on that. I've switched trains.
You've invested.
So here's the deal. SmackDown, Ty, favorite way to eat chili. Because chili can be consumed in so many different ways.
Yeah.
You can pour it over French fries. You can obviously just have a bowl. You can put cheese on it. You can put sour cream on it. Some people do. Extra jalapenos. You can have Frito chili pie. There are a million ways to, because chili can be the main meal or it can be the complement to almost anything but eggs. I don't know anyone that puts chili on eggs, but
chili dogs, hands down.
Chili dogs
I'm
is,
with Jenkins.
and that's where I was going. That's why I didn't list that, because chili dogs are a great way. But chili, it's kind of like ribs. If you've smoked the ribs right, you don't need a lot of barbecue sauce.
That's
if they're
very,
done right.
very
If
accurate.
you've done the chili right, all I need is a bowl and a spoon. I don't need Fritos. I don't need a lot of extra cheese. I don't need to doll it up. If you've done your job,
it's good to go.
It's just
So
good
if
the
it's
way
done
it
right,
is.
you don't do like the way I'll always do it. A little bit of shredded cheese on top. I'm more of a tortilla chip than a corn chip guy.
All right, I'm
that's
with
just
you.
me. I don't know
I'm
why.
with you.
I like just the saltiness.
Well, so
of
you
it.
got to come up with all these alternatives, because you can't make a pot of chili for two. You know, well, you have chili. When you make a pot of chili, you're eating on that baby till you're throwing it away.
That's
till you're
true.
tired of it.
All those chips, cheese, a little bit of onions
Oh.
on top, and some Frank's hot sauce.
So chili, cheese,
pretty much
nachos.
what
I mean, you can think of all the different ways.
Dogs is the consensus for me. I think the majority of there are a lot of different, like the chili mac is something I brought up earlier. Sean from Alma puts it on his eggs. I've never had that. Sean doesn't sound like an awful idea.
I think he's suggesting it might be a thing.
Maybe a big deal. Chili and eggs, maybe.
Chorizo and eggs. I mean, you get chorizo and eggs in a lot of places. So
They do that at Waffle House, don't they? They do something
They
with
do
chili.
about anything at the Waffle House.
You can.
And I mean anything.
Anything at Waffle House. I'm pretty sure. Now,
I bet you can get it on the hash browns.
Maybe that's what I'm
What is it
thinking.
called? Is
Anyway.
I'm trying to think of the reference. I can't think of it off the top of my head because I'm usually not there in a coherent state. But there's chili. Chili's pretty good in a lot of different things, a lot of different places. There's a text earlier. I got to find it real quick. This comes from Arden Rogers. He brings up a place called Susie Q's in Rogers, little hole in the wall that I used to frequent when I was a kid. My grandparents lived in Rogers when I grew up, and we used to go there all the time. But I'm with Jenkins. He brought up the three majors: onions, hopefully sautéed or grilled, cheese, and Frank's Red Hot sauce. You can't do much more than that when it comes to it. I like doing that with the chili dog. It just
One little thing I'll do, and I've started doing it recently, and you may judge me for this, and quite frankly, don't care.
And we will judge.
That's fine. I like to put a little mayonnaise or Miracle Whip on my bun, just to kind of give it a little bit of a sweetness, tang to it.
You know, I want to say that we had talked about this before because I text my dad, who is a mayonnaise connoisseur of like asks for an extra side of mayonnaise every single meal he eats. It seems like, and he kind of frowned his nose at that. I looked at him, I was like, "You put mayonnaise in everything. Why are you
not a lot? Not a lot. Just
a little.
Just a little bit on the bun."
And I was like, "Why are you?"
Just to give it a little bit of. It's real. I mean,
Why
to me,
are
it's
you
good.
against that?
When you make chili, do you put mustard in the chili itself?
Nope.
It's one of my ingredients.
I'm not a big. I mean, I'll eat mustard. My brother is the one that grew up on mustard.
It's just enough to add a little bit of tartness to it.
Yeah. So
My mom makes the chili so damn hot already. It's fine either way.
Well, I mean, it's not hot. It's just tangy.
We're making Jay in Cave Springs hungry this morning. B.A. in Conway wants to have the white chili recipe that you were talking about early, Tommy.
You gotta get your. I don't have the recipe here, but I can just tell you pretty much how to do it. You saute or you cook, not saute. You cook your chicken in a skillet with minced garlic, onions. Get all that browned up, cooked up right, and then heavy cream, whipping cream, white navy beans, white beans, whatever kind of beans you like, and you just let that come to a bubbling boil.
My dad says his favorite is in a bowl with the side of Fritos, and he
you
also
go.
says, again, I don't know why, Jenkins, he puts it on everything, but he says gross to the mayonnaise. That's not a bad take. Like, I like mayonnaise a lot, and I'm just...
I prefer Miracle Whip over mayonnaise, but either one works for me. It's just kind of adds a different flavor profile.
Tyler in Greenwood wants to know, would you use a stout or an ale for chili?
I would not be the one to answer that. I've never put beer in chili, but I hear it's good.
Okay.
We have to try that.
JB in Greenwood says sriracha sauce in the chili. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, well, if you want to add a little kick to it, that'd be a way to go. I usually use cayenne pepper or something like that for a little spice, but sriracha would be good. It's tomato-based.
Eric from Greenwood's got an extra 18 text. He says chili with beans over pasta with cheese and sour cream. I don't know if I can get on board with that. I'm not a sour cream guy.
Sour cream's good with about anything.
I'm just, for whatever reason, I'm not a sour cream guy when it comes to that for the most part. I don't know. My little sis loves sour cream, but it's just never been a huge item of mine. Rod says chili with no beans, with chopped onions, green peppers, and ketchup. You ever put ketchup in your chili? I don't think.
It's tomato sauce. I mean, you're going to open up a can of tomato sauce. What's the difference?
I think
a little sweeter.
Might open up a can of worms if I say that I like ketchup in my chili, and I don't think I've had ketchup in chili before.
Basically, you're putting ketchup in chili when you put tomato sauce in chili.
That's my thought. What about some Mexican, like chili con carne or chili verde? You ever? I know that's more of like just the pepper itself.
Yeah,
those are both really good. Really,
not how I make my chili, but you're fine.
You're the white chicken. I need to get up and try. I was texting. Phil said that he texted me earlier and he was listening to the program. He says that Skyline chilling equals meat goop. So I don't think he's a fan of Skyline. They're up there in Cincinnati. That's what they're known for. I don't want to get in the can at Walmart or Aldi or whatever. I want to go try the real thing. If I eventually
get Alpo, if you're going to get canned chili.
Yeah, seriously.
Put some
what was
Alpo.
Hormel?
Yeah,
that's one too.
Hormel's good stuff.
That's
boy.
concession stand chili is what that is.
That'll clean your bowels out.
Yeah, for Tommy Kraft, Matt Jenkins, I'm Ty Richardson. Happy National Chili Day, everyone.
Go home.
We'll talk tomorrow.
The best deals on hot tubs and endless pools in Fort Smith and Northwest Arkansas is at Burton Pools and Spas. Achieve your health and wellness goals in 2020.